physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, clips. Hooray! Who knows, maybe you'll even see the laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is a media house stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! Who's a
You can never have enough physical media.
right in the nick of time.
Right, and we're running a little behind there, so. And plus, Runner and I was talking, and then you were a little late. But yes, hello, welcome, fellow followers, back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. That was my channel. I had to remember my channel name. With me tonight is Runner and Tom. Here to talk to you guys about physical media. Yeah, we're running a little late. It happens sometimes, but I appreciate you guys for sticking out, waiting on us. So how you guys doing, Runner and Tom? And then we'll get to the chat.
Hanging in there.
I like turtles.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, who doesn't? Good turtles.
Who doesn't love turtles?
All right. Well,
we might get some turtley news this Friday.
I mean, haven't they already like announced or having
technically?
People? Because I haven't seen that one in particular, but I was hoping for that one.
Arrow hasn't announced, but the disc people have leaked it already.
They did do that one sewer lid trailer or whatever, but yeah, that was just a tease.
Yeah.
But the rumor is this Friday is going to be one of the titles that they're going to announce. But yeah, we'll get into that, I suppose.
That'd be amazing if it is,
and Spawn.
I was going to say they had Spawn.
And they were, well, we'll get into it, but they weren't very subtle about one of the titles too. It was like right away everybody knew what that title was. But Ace Hanlon, glad to see you. Are we seeing? I won't be seeing Fantastic Four because I have no interest in it. Tom might have to see it for what he does.
I will be seeing it tomorrow afternoon. Yes,
I could have seen it for free tonight, but I decided not to go.
I will probably wait till disc because I really have no interest in it. So, and then we also have deleted scenes. So salute to you. You may be that's okay if you're doing late. We're running a little late ourselves. So glad to see you out there, Steven. Hail to you, Brian Barth. Glad to see you there as well. John the Big Ol' Dad. Hello. Glad to see you out in the chat with us. And hail to you, Style Section. Good to see you. Hail to you, Dragonzilla. Glad to see you as well. Let's see. Who else do we have? Yeah, Brian Barth, I have one of them from my Criterion Cell. I have a pick from my Criterion Cell that I have tonight.
Oh, God, I bought a ton of shit.
I wish I could have bought more. I just haven't. Dobafett, howdy to you. Glad to see you with us as well. What is up, Trevor Maurer? Glad to see you with us. And anyone looking forward to Warner Archives Huckleberry Hound? Yes, that was announced last show. In the middle of the show, they announced that. So, yes, whenever you can grab up those Warner Brothers cartoons on that, definitely pick those up. And if you want. What is up, Void King? Hello, glad to see you with us as well. Glad to have you with us as well. And Sup Raider, glad to see you with us too. No Rook again. I gave you a thumb anyways. Oh, I'm skipped out.
She wants to stick that thumb somewhere, I'm sure.
She said I had nothing to listen to while driving to work. Sorry, Six. Welcome, Six. I skipped ahead.
It's my fault.
Good evening, Tyrell72. Live long and prosper. Hail, Anthony Draven. Yes, so LFG as always. I think we're and Corleone Rogue. Greetings. Glad to have you with us. But what do we got in the way of upcoming titles? Speaking of which, we'll get into that, and then we'll get into the picks.
Yeah, we as we were just saying, we're supposed to be getting the announcement Friday for the Arrow ones, but we know at least Spawn is probably one of them. In the Mouth of Madness, I think, was the other one.
Yeah.
People figure, and I can't remember the other one that leaked offhand, but it wasn't anything I could recall. But
In the Mouth of Madness, Spawn.
Which was a shout title.
Yes, but it looks like that might only be 4K though, just the 4K.
Yeah.
And then Stone Cold is coming from Kino Lorber.
Nice.
Which you can thank me for that because I bought in every copy that's ever came out. Let's see here. It was a real kind of light week for announcements and rumors. So I'm not finding a whole lot here.
And I think the biggest title was Stone Cold was coming to 4K, and then all the Arrows, which are supposed to be announced Friday, but most of them have leaked today because
Sutter, or In the Mouth of Madness is the other one.
Sutter Kane.
Yeah. Do you read Sutter Kane?
Okay, I thought it was a totally different movie. I realized what it is now.
That's funny.
That's all right. I'm half awake.
Yeah, and I don't think you've ever seen it in Mouth of Madness, if I remember correctly.
I'm not 100% sure. I have it. I have an import of it, but I haven't watched it. So now, Day of the Dead. That's one that everybody's been talking about.
Oh, yes,
I have yet to confirm. I've heard a couple different stories now that it's not the negative. That it's actually either the inner positive or possibly even the next layer after that, which would be the answer print, I believe. Is he?
Yeah. Well, wasn't that what it was called? Is that what? What's the name?
I think so. So my understanding is it's either the inner positive or the answer print. In which case, it sounds like Fangoria got their reporting right. Now, I think they went back and altered their reporting afterwards.
Yeah,
it sounds a little more looser. But other people have started to run with it, and they're quoting and citing Fangoria. So until we have some kind of official thing that I haven't seen yet, because I hear people are saying, "Oh, they've said it's not the negative." I'm like, where? Because I can't find it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Coal Miner's Daughter got announced out of nowhere and dropped. You can actually get the pre-order now.
Really? I didn't even hear it.
Which makes sense why mine disappeared from digital. Like a while back. I remember griping about it.
Yeah.
And I got a free rental out of it, I think was all I got.
Yeah.
And then also we're getting Corpse Bride. Finally, we got a look at that. Although that's been one we've known about for a while. Meatballs was a surprise one.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the new Lionsgate Limited ones, I think, is Meatballs. If I'm not mistaken.
There's a few there I want to get. I just haven't had the money to get, and they're probably going to be gone before I can get them.
Yeah, I feel that too.
And unless I'm missing something, I think that was everything.
Yeah, Void King is the Spawn movie on 4K. So that's that.
No, but it is in HD on HBO Max. So that doesn't, I would not count out a Blu-ray at some point. In fact, it's funny you brought that up because I suppose I could talk about it, even though I could go grab them. But I got the Lois and Clark and Bewitched box sets this week.
Oh, yes.
And I'm a little upset with both. We'll start with the Bewitched one. Yeah, so keep in mind, guys, if you buy this, the price isn't bad, right? You basically get each season for under $10 right now on Blu-ray. But the problem is they've cropped them off and crammed them onto 22 discs. Now I watched like a few minutes and I noticed right away, I'm like, okay, these look like they're cropped off. Like, I was like, did they open up the mat or what's the deal here? Because they look pretty good. So, and I know they've been working on these for the better part of like a couple of years now. Because this was something they brought up a while back and they wanted to have it done for the 60th anniversary. So it's not like it wasn't getting good treatment. Now, my understanding is ViaVision put out their versions. Their versions are in like 2 season chunks.
Right.
And what you pay for one season is almost twice as much as what you'll pay for the Mill Creek complete season. That's because they're out of Australia. Now, they actually, and the other thing to keep in mind here is they have 15 discs for like the first 2 seasons. So that means that just for the first 2 seasons alone, they've allowed those episodes to breathe over that many discs compared to Mill Creek, who's cramming,
Yeah.
you know,
Good old Mill
3
Creek.
times as many on one disc, obviously, to get 22 discs out of 8 seasons, right? Because I'm sitting here doing the math. I'm like, this don't compute. But then I also did the math. It's like, unless they come out with a box set when it's all said and done, to do an entire series of these from ViaVision is going to cost you well in the $600 range.
Right.
So that's a problem. So
Yeah.
I'm stuck in this issue right now. Do I send these back and play the long game and see if ViaVision does a box set at some point and maybe pay like $200-$300 for it? Or do I just say fuck it and eat it at this point? It's like, do I care that much?
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like
it's a either or. Like I was telling you, it's a Russian roulette situation at this point in time.
it's like, do I like Bewitched that much?
Do you want to? Can you handle the compression and the cropness of
Yeah,
of it all?
exactly.
Or do you want to wait and see what, like Trevor, who's in Australia though, so he gets the
See,
imprint.
Trevor knows exactly what I'm talking about, evidently. And I'm sure he knew this before I did. I just happened to pre-order it because I saw the price and it was the whole set, and I think it has that new documentary on it. So I'm like, oh, this just must be the American equivalent, was my thinking at first, without doing it a monochrome of research like a moron. Right. So instead, I learned the hard way, and I got like 30 days to decide, but we'll see. We did get Kroll last week, right?
I think we mentioned the Kroll Steelbook coming.
Okay. So then the other one I had issues with this week. I mean, I knew it was going to have issues, or at least I knew they had a chance to fix it. So the first thing I did was went in and started checking for the issues. And that, of course, is Lois and Clark. And yes, it's all the same issues are still present. Now, I have sent off a very detailed list to Bill Hunt, and he's going to try and get it to Warner Brothers. So fingers crossed, maybe they'll do something about it.
Hopefully.
Knowing Warner Brothers, they'll quietly replace them, and we'll never know about it until Bill tells us.
Yeah.
Or they'll show up one day on streaming, and then we'll go, well, where's the discs? Because I told Bill, I'm like, look, I know they don't like this kind of shit, but at the end of the day, because most of these episodes are in the 3rd season, most of them, so that means maybe we're looking at 3 or 4 of the discs total that may need to be redone.
Yeah.
Reissued. Yeah. So like, hopefully they take a look at that and go, fine, fuck it. Let's fix them and get it over with. Because it's really minute shit. For those who don't know, the biggest issue is throughout like 6 or 7 episodes, it's missing the sound effect for the X-ray vision. And then one of the other bigger issues is like one of the episode where there's like a kryptonite force field. It's blue and it's not green like obviously it should be.
Yeah.
So this is just an example. It's just a bunch of minor shit that should have been fixed. Don't even get me. I'm not even going to get started on the rest of the disc, because this is the thing is we already kind of expected them to just take the digital files from fucking HBO Max and throw them on a disc, which is exactly what they did. I'll be honest, guys. They look really clean, but they're so clean that they've been scrubbed of almost all the grain. Now, they don't look rubbery, but it looks more glossy than it probably should, because these were shot on film, 35 millimeter. And in fact, I'm kind of upset because I have seen and it's on the discs. It's not like you can't find it anywhere. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. They did a good 20 minutes of the pilot episode and showed it at Comic-Con that year.
Yeah.
In front of the crowd on a big theater screen on film. Well, when they showed that, it's in widescreen. And there is actually more information on the left and right of the cropped image we normally would have gotten in the 4:3. So why they didn't just go back in and reopen up at least the first episode, which I know was shot in widescreen, and perhaps the rest of the show, is beyond me as well. Because that's another thing, is we're getting to the point now with some of these shows, because we're only like around roughly the same years that ER started, and ER was one of the first shows to start shooting in widescreen. And from that point on, a lot of the newer shows started doing that unbeknownst to their audience, because they didn't start showing them in widescreen until widescreen TV started selling.
Yeah, like the 2000s.
Yeah, so even though they had them backed up in that, it doesn't, because if people remember, all of a sudden, if you were watching ER one season, they just started showing it in letterbox. If you didn't have a widescreen TV, you're like, because I remember my mom going, "What's with the bars on ER?" Like, oh, they're doing it in widescreen, because one of the other first shows I remember coming out in widescreen was Smallville, if you remember. But there was a few of those shows that was just starting to come out where they were actually showing them on television in widescreen as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, I think that's the most of it. Unless I missed something, somebody please remind us. But I think we got there was some Asian Hong Kong cinema classics coming, like City on Fire, and some other ones with that group, but that's about all I can got here in front of me.
Brian Bart's talking about some Italian shark movie box set. I don't think I've seen
I heard about that, but I don't know the specifics. Because I think I might actually have a bunch of the movies already, which is funny because I read the synopsis for that Dangerous Animals movie that's just dropped on streaming. Like, this plot sounds just like Mako. So I might rewatch, because I don't remember. Did I ever bring Mako on here or not? Because I don't know if I watched it.
I don't think you ever did.
I don't think I did. So I'll have to watch that. Then maybe I'll have to check out that Dangerous Animals or compare it to the synopsis and see if they're the same. It's like, man, that sounds familiar. Serial killer on a boat, but he uses like dangerous animals to commit his crimes. Yeah, it's like Mako.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I don't know which ones are in there, but I did get the Sharksploitation documentary that I don't know who put it out, but it came out through Vinegar Syndrome through one of their partners.
Nice.
And I think we did miss one. We're getting another set of the Universal Classics in 4K.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of bugging me. I wish they just, at this point, just do a big old box set, because I'm sick and tired.
Yeah, because they love to milk the Universal monsters. They love to...
This time we're getting Son of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, Dracula's Daughter, and House of Dracula. So it looks like it's more of the Dracula titles this time out, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's everything. Again, like, if we missed something, guys, please let us know.
Yeah. I know Boba Fett said Martyrs is getting a 4K in the UK, but I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's it. I see. I was wanting to buy Lois and Clark, so I might hold off.
It's not a bad price. It's only $90 or $100. Yeah. So I mean, like, and I would imagine it'll go down eventually. And I think that's what I told you. Just wait till it goes down in price, which is probably a signal they're about to replace the fucked up disc. Because I think they did the same thing to the Superman box set and the Rocky box set. I remember specifically the Rocky box set. They did that too.
I remember.
And Mad Max. They did it as well.
Yeah.
Now, it took me a few emails, but I did get my Rocky and Mad Max replacements. So again, if I hear anything, guys, I will probably be one of the first to know, because Bill actually he seemed concerned enough about it that he pushed it ahead of his agenda here. So this was something he wanted to take, and they should have fixed it this time. I've let him know it before. Script Doctors let him know before. He's the guy who actually pointed them all out, because he has a laundry list of them. It's like, man, I can't believe you know this show that well.
I thought I was a fan.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I really, because I've been looking to buy that. That's because I've been trying to figure out how to get $100 to buy it.
Well, and the other problem is I know some people are like, well, I'm fine with my DVDs, which is, great.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, guys, those DVDs are so old. They're from old 1/4-inch Video Masters.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually did go back to the original film and rescan them. Now, I did watch a good portion of the pilot movie. And so, you're going to get dips down in quality for any of the visual effects shit that is digital.
Yeah.
Right. So what they've done to combat that is they've upconverted it a little bit, but it's still obvious. Right. It's still obvious. But at that point, you're just like, what are you going to do? Because for those who don't know, this show, Lois and Clark, was kind of ahead of the game. It was one of the first shows to use CGI. So it wasn't just for certain, it was to take out wires mostly and shit like that is what they were using it for. So there's a lot of times you'll get shots where they're flying shots that look kind of shady. Yeah. But we'll talk a little bit more about that maybe in one of the picks I have, actually.
Well, Tyrell wants to know what was wrong with the Mad Max set, because
the 2.0 audio, the original stereo track, was a downsampling of the Atmos track on Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah. So they quietly fixed them. And that was it. So if you you didn't give a shit about the original stereo mix, then whatever. But I guess they did, like with Superman, use new sound effects in the Dolby Atmos and 5.1 mixes or whatever. So if you want the original sound mix, you have to go to the stereo mix.
Yes, but they did replace them. So like I'm behind on my my upgrading Blu-ray Superman titles because I need to upgrade Smallville to Blu-ray. I need to upgrade Lois and Clark to Blu-ray. So I'm getting a little behind on those. I need to do that.
And Tyrell, it all depends on when you picked it up because they fixed the Mad Max ones pretty quick, from my memory. And
yeah,
I think you can. I think on the digital bits or somewhere out there, you can tell. There's a way you can tell by the UPC which one it is. So like just go ahead and research that real quick and that should help you out. So you might even have the newer versions and not realize it. Rocky, It took them forever to fix. And what was wrong with Rocky was 3 of the movies have the wrong speed on the soundtracks. And so they were in a weird speed. And then Rocky 4 had one visual error. And those were really minute in comparison to some of the others. And I'm surprised people even noticed it. Because I didn't even notice it until I started flipping through the channels, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're right. It does sound a bit pitched higher or whatever than the other one. So, yeah.
I think Thunderdome had new sound effects in the Atmos mix. I thought only Road Warrior had that.
I can't speak to that part. I just know that they did not have the original stereo mix for Mad Max, and it was noticeable enough that Beyond Thunderdome, that they noticed, that somebody noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 were the only 2 that were wrong in the set, though, because the first one was all the same tracks from the Kino Lorber set, as far as I know. I've never even messed with it to look at it to see if it's any different or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you guys go. Hope that helps all you out there. Before we go and you runner for you first, I do have is the Smallville Blu-ray set? Is it worth it? Is it?
Smallville I have never bought. See, I know that one was expensive as fuck.
I've never bought it. So
and I don't know if they'll ever bother doing a 4K set of that or not because I'm pretty sure that was shot digitally in 1080p or 1080i. So if you can get it for a decent price, maybe. My problem is, I can't justify spending because I think they wanted like 200 some bucks for it when it first came out.
I think the prices dropped dramatically now.
Yeah.
I did see it for like $60 at one point.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow! Unless they did they do a reissue? Because of the old one, it was in this bigger box and shit.
I'm not sure. I just seen it on Amazon or some site. One of those. It was on sale for like $60. And
for that much, I think I would have bought.
Yeah, I almost bought it, but I've never heard. So I don't know if because I got some of them on Blu-ray as is, but I know the first couple seasons were they were saying they were kind of hard to put on Blu-ray, so I was curious how they looked on Blu-ray. I don't remember what the excuse was.
I guess it's 87 for the full collection now. But this looks like they reissued it into a different box.
Okay.
Before. So it looks like it's just one of those slide boxes or whatever you want to call them.
I've always been curious if the whole series
42 fucking discs.
I know. I mean, my shelf, like I have one whole shelf is just 10 seasons of Smallville.
It's actually technically pretty cheap. Yeah. God, that's almost tempting right now.
I've been very tempted to buy that.
It is 51% off right now.
See, I've been very tempted and I don't have the money.
I don't either right now either. Yeah, I'm just kind of like shit. Well, I do if I send back Bewitched.
There you go.
Well, the thing with Smallville is it's really only the first 3 or 4 seasons that are any good. I like some episodes after that, but it gets so mired in some of the bullshit. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, I love the show. I love when Lois comes in. I think
that is a highlight. But like, just the whole idea of the no flights, no tights really.
Yes, it drags out way too long on that. And the Lana shit, they dragged the Lana shit out way too long. Like even when she's off the show, they're still like, Lana's this most perfect being of all times. It's like, just shut up.
Script Doctor's gotten into a little bit about Lana and her shit. But all right, let's get into the movies.
What do you got, Runner? Runner, what do you got for your first pick if you're not completely wasted yet?
No, I'm not wasted.
He's freaking wasted.
I'm not wasted at all. I'm just a little exhausted and tired.
But I'm fucking wasted.
This first movie is a movie that my dad has been wanting to watch and couldn't shut up for months about it for some reason. I don't know why, but I got it on 4K It's a new movie. It's adapted by a Stephen King story, and it's got a monkey.
Oh, the monkey.
I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest like Stephen King movie. I mean, I've never like read the book it's based on. I didn't know it was, but I had no idea what it was until like I saw a trailer of it, but it was all right. Like it wasn't anything like amazing. It's got some interesting kills here and there, but it's nothing to write home about really.
I was going to say, isn't Monkey Signs Monkey Signs is also based off of the story of the monkey, right? I thought it was like the same thing.
I have no idea.
And I don't know. I've heard mixed things about the movie. Honestly, I've heard.
I thought it was too, Greg, and I don't know if there was an article or something that somebody put out there because I was under the same fucking impression until somebody corrected me one day, and I went and looked, and I'm like, oh, I guess they are two completely different things. And then I guess I was wrong because Monkey Shines was never written by Stephen King. It was the Romero film, right?
Yeah,
but I'm trying to remember, and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, they're right. They are two different stories because the monkey is actually one of Stephen King's, I guess, newer stories, not new, but new-isher. It's one of the dollar babies or whatever he calls them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was curious about that because I noticed like the monkey. It's the same monkey from Monkey Signs, right? On the cover there, it looks like
it looks an awful lot like it. From my, I was like, what?
I also heard there was like it's sort of a comedy as well. So like
kind of.
Yeah. Go ahead, explain it, Sunrunner.
So basically, like the main character, when he's young, they both, and what's funny is like the kid version of the main character is played by the two same characters, or two same people. Same goes for the adult version. So they're identical twins. And one of them's like one of the twins you follow throughout the whole entire story, and then one of them is kind of like the mean brother and is kind of this fucking he becomes just batshit insane and sort of takes the monkey when he gets older and does some crazy shit, and it just leads into chaos when you twist the wind up thing, and when it drums it'll cause some damage or kill someone.
You sound very enthusiastic about this movie, so you're not selling me on it.
It's
I'd rather
the enthusiasm is really
Listen, I'm gonna be real as fuck. The only reason I even watched this movie is because my dad kept saying, like, my dad was just like, oh, let's go watch that monkey movie in the theater. I'm like, I don't have time to see it. And this was like when I was in school and stuff, but like then it was like out of the theater, and my dad was like, oh, let's go watch it when it hits streaming or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'll get the Blu-ray or 4K when that comes out. We'll watch it, and you better stop talking about it.
I think I'd rather just watch Monkey Signs, and I think that came out from Kino on 4K. So
did it?
I think so. Somebody put it out. Somebody put it out on 4K because I saw it. I know it is, but I can't remember who.
But yeah, the monkey is okay at best. It's directed by Osgood Perkins.
Scream Factory.
Oh, Scream Factory did. Oh,
I'm not stoned. I'm not even that drunk yet. I mean, I have a drink, but there's a different style section.
He's drunk as a skunk on the soul.
I just slipped my drink.
Here's the reason he drinks.
God. Yes, Boba Fett. The monkey is directed by the son of Norman Bates.
Osgood Perkins.
Osgood Perkins.
Yes.
But the only other film I've seen of his was Longlegs, and I thought that was a better movie.
A lot of people liked Long Legs.
It's a
don't
much
know.
more interesting movie. Plus, you got Nick Cage.
Who sings "Let Me In Now"?
Does he say that in the movie?
Yeah,
Oh
he
wow, this came
sings
out a
in the
long
movie.
time ago.
I don't.
Are you
I don't.
sure?
I don't even remember him saying that. I just remember the scene in the car where he's screaming, "Mommy, Daddy!" like, that movie is better just because of him and just how unhinged he is. There's not really a lot of that in The Monkey, unfortunately. There was nothing of that extent in this, and I mean, it's whatever. It's kind of, it also has a little bit of that depressing feel that some other Stephen King adaptations have. So there's that.
Yeah, it's that modern horror stuff. It's kind of just like dumb, dark, and depressing, and it's kind of pointless to watch. So
I mean,
that's just me. That's just my opinions. That's my opinions. Though.
Yeah, but that's not every single modern horror movie. It's just a select, depending on. It also just depends on the studio, because like Neon released it.
Especially like Neon or A24.
A24 is a little more interesting to me than Neon. I think Neon's a little better when they pick up a film from like a festival and shit. Like, but when they make it, it's like, yeah, you'll get something like The Monkey, but that's only because Osgood Perkins like works for Neon.
I mean, just not my cup of tea. So
Yeah. But like, honestly, but believe it or not, the better horror films I've seen of this year came from New Line Cinema, surprisingly enough.
the house that Freddy built.
Yeah.
Even though it's just Warner Brothers now.
It is just Warner Brothers, but Companion and Final Destination Bloodlines were both very solid. And I'm like, wow, like they're making better horror movies than Blumhouse and all these other fucking guys.
Well, name one good Blumhouse horror movie. Seriously.
Oh God. God, that's tough.
Yeah, because there isn't one.
I know.
So
I know there really isn't one.
And even when they had an interesting one like Megan, which was an interesting one, which was
I agree.
Movie, they wouldn't screwed it up.
Even Halloween 2018.
I mean,
no, I liked it at the time, but then the sequels kind of fucked it up.
So, yeah.
No, I'm trying to think what else they've done that's good. Well, what's weird is like my favorite thing that Blumhouse has produced or co-produced that isn't a horror film is Whiplash. But that's not a horror film, so it's fucking weird.
I know you and Rookie brought on Whiplash like 100 times.
It's a masterpiece. It's a fucking amazing movie.
Anyways, Brian Barth, who knows when Rook will return? If thank God Runner's back, because we were looking for somebody to replace him.
So. He's only allowed to return when he gets me Happy Gilmore cups, the entire set.
Yes. The Shooter McGavin one and all of them.
The Black Phone was all right. It could have been a lot better. I thought the ending was a little shallow in my opinion, but that's just me. I think that they're coming out with a sequel, which is fucking dumb. That just feels like a cash grab. You know what movie should have been good that some people seem to like that I didn't was that Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
I never saw that because I don't know jack squat about Five Nights at Freddy's, so I never bothered with it.
My problem with Five Nights at Freddy's is like the animatronics are barely in the fucking movie. It's all about the humans and shit, which I fucking hate. It's like, wow, it's like, how do people like this? It's like, yeah, the animatronics are cool and, you know, they're practical and all that stuff, but like, they should have just started off very small and just have it take place in Freddy Fazbear's the entire time. There's a security guard that's trying to survive 5 nights, and you could have made it a fun, scary ass horror film, because like that. I've only played the first game when I was really young, and yeah, that shit was fucking scary as shit.
Willy's Wonderland was great. So
I haven't seen that yet. I've heard that was good.
that's a fun movie.
That's what people have said. That's what the Five Nights at Freddy's movie should have been like.
Yes, but I mean Nicolas Cage, and he doesn't say one word in the whole movie. Not one.
Really?
Not one word.
Is there a reason why? Does he like lose his vocal cords or something?
Nope. Never.
He gets paid by the word.
Probably.
Oh.
It's the movie is so fun. It's almost like a slasher villain has stumbled into a place that is possessed by haunted animatronic demon dolls.
I guess it was actually written that way, but yeah.
Yeah, it was written that way, but yeah.
I was just kidding, but
but that's almost like what the movie is like, and it's fun. Freaky was all right by Blumhouse. I did
Nicolas Cage. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So he seems like the motherfucker who would go like, "I like this movie. I'm gonna do it, but here's the catch. I don't say a word. My character doesn't speak." But Nick, no, not a word. But you have like this 3-page document. Nope.
He has a great dance scene in the movie, which is very Nicolas Cage when he's playing pinball. He's got like the music going and he's playing pinball and he has this great Nicolas Cage dance scene.
But I will dance on a pinball machine.
So it's fun. It truly is because like he's like something himself and they never explain him whatsoever. He's just like his car breaks down. They agree to fix his car. The town people agree to fix his car for free if he goes and cleans up the old like Chuck E. Cheese place, Willy's Wonderland. If he cleans it up because they're going to reopen it, and so they send him in there, and his job is to clean it up and till morning, and then in the morning he'll get his car back. So he's in there and he's cleaning it, and these animatronics come alive and keep trying to kill him, and he fights them, and then he goes back to cleaning. Fights them and goes back to cleaning, and then a bunch of kids show up, and that's where like the horror parts of it. So you got to see the movie because it's freaking great. It's just insane.
No, I've been meaning to watch that at some point.
Yeah. So, but anyways, let's move on. Runner, any final thoughts on the monkey?
No, not really. Just watch Long Legs instead.
Yeah. And you're right. I did like the Happy Death Day movies, but I wouldn't really quite call them horror movies.
See, I thought the first one was kind of overrated.
I like the first one, and the second one becomes a little more like a sci-fi time travel type movie.
Oh God, what does that sound like?
It's fun. It's still
repeating. No, I was gonna compare it to Megan 2.
Really?
They make the second one a little more sci-fi.
A little more sci-fi and a lot more gay.
I hadn't seen the movie.
I haven't either, but she slays, queen. She's a gay icon.
I bet.
I believe it. Speaking of which, Tom, what do you got for us?
I'm a gay icon. You're correct.
What's your first pick of the night?
Shit. Where do I start with this?
Slay Queen.
Yeah, right. I don't have any horror films really to go off of that with, but I guess we'll start here then. I finally got a chance to watch Hollywoodland from Kino Lorber, the Adrian Brody, Ben Affleck, Bob Hoskins film about the death of George Reeves and the mystery surrounding it. It's one of those movies that it's really good. I mean, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, Adrian Brody's character is completely made up, but he's loosely based on like 2 or 3 people. But otherwise, most of the other stuff in the film is supposed to be pretty accurate as far as, all the mystery surrounding the death of George Reeves and what happened and how it was just suddenly ruled, a self-offing before, it even hit the papers. And, it was just, it was a crazy time, I imagine. I think they do a good job of capturing it. I obviously wasn't alive then.
Yeah.
But I thought Ben Affleck did an all right job as George Reeves. He looks really great in the costume and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a pretty well done film. You follow Adrian through the movie. Have you seen it before?
Yes, I have. I was going to ask you, out of the three scenarios that are presented in the movie, which one are you inclined to believe?
Well, as far as I know, Mannix's wife, the character played by Bob Hoskins, she claimed on her deathbed, according to an author, that her husband had him killed. Because, and it does a pretty good job of pretty much presenting all 2 or 3 scenarios that pretty much, or whatever it is, could have happened. Maybe 3 or 4 even. But the one that seems most likely is that Bob Hoskins' character had him killed. Eddie Mannix, who was an upper level guy over at MGM at the time.
That's what I've always heard or thought as well, is that he was
the weird part about it isn't like, that's the thing that's kind of fucked up about the whole thing, is it's not so much that the reason he was murdered wasn't so much that he was having an affair with Mannix's wife. The reason that people think he was killed is because he broke her heart. Because the thing, and this movie does a pretty good job of presenting it, is that they had a polygamous relationship to where he had his girlfriend, and she had her play toys. And George was her play toy. And George, as he got a little older and she got a little older, he found a younger girl. And that's kind of where things, I think, went off the rails. And that's the most likely scenario. And then, of course, the right people were paid to try and make it go away, and it kind of did. So,
pretty much. I mean, I think they got what they wanted. So, it is a good movie. I was going. I saw you post that when you with the criticalist thing. I was going to watch it myself, but I didn't. I should have. I meant to. Which is funny. Like I told you before, I'm possibly related to George Reeves, because Reeves was not his real last name. His real last name is actually my last name, and he's from Iowa, but he had family in Kentucky that he came and lived with before he moved out into Hollywood when he was growing up. And I have family from Kentucky, and it's quite possible we could be related to. I could be related to George Reeves. So I love all my little Superman connections I have. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
It is. It's possible. It cost me a little money if I ever wanted to truly prove it. So I haven't done it, but Hollywoodland is a pretty good movie. I would say if you're a fan of that series, of the Superman series, or like I love the old Hollywood noir stuff. So that I really enjoyed that movie. So I haven't seen it in a while. I need to see it. Me personally, I thought he was great. Tom, what did you think about Ben Affleck in Hollywoodland?
I thought he was all right.
Yeah, he's pretty good as George Reeves in the movie. So, Adrian Brody has a bit of a comeback. I don't know what The Brutalist is. I don't think I've seen
That's
it.
a movie that came out last year.
Yeah, it's that 3 hour and 30-minute movie that came out last year during the Oscar season.
As far as any special features, you get all the same stuff as the old DVD, and the only new thing is a commentary by journalist and author Brian Roseman. Not somebody I'm familiar with,
The Brutalist is a good movie.
Yeah.
Huh?
It is a good movie.
This is a movie you'd probably like, Runner.
Yeah.
Oh, Hollywoodland?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've only heard of it because I've seen that clip of Ben Affleck as Superman. That's it.
Well, they even have a bit in there because there was that famous legend that some kid, because he used to do, show up at to show up at kid, like if they were opening a mall, or they do things for kids, on the weekends and stuff like that, like Santa Claus and whatnot. Well, he used to show up once in a while to these meet and greet things. And there was a famous story that a kid showed up with a real gun once, wanted to shoot him.
Yeah.
And so they have that scene in here. And there's no one knows for sure if it really happened or not, but yeah. It's one of those famous legends, yeah.
And he talked the kid down from shooting him. Yeah. It's interesting. And because they also do present to you the one side of the story where it's like he was depressed because he wanted to be a famous actor in Hollywood and he was stuck being Superman. And, you know, and the only job he could get outside of playing Superman was playing Superman on the Lucille Ball show. I Love Lucy, because he wanted to be. So like, was that the reason why he killed himself and everything? But I think once, like Tom said, once you really look into it, he was clearly murdered, and the circumstances around his death were all kinds of weird to begin with. So yeah, and it does a good job of that movie to exploring multiple avenues of what could have happened.
Speaking of death, we did miss one title, by the way.
Really?
I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I did not. They're doing
Dark Sky. Yeah, and it came out yesterday.
Wow. You quietly released it, huh?
Yeah, it's just a standard Blu-ray, but
is it just the first one?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, a little pricey for one Blu-ray. But it is a steelbook, and you get new Many Faces of Death, commentary, choice cuts, featurette on the effects, deleted scenes, trailer, and outtakes. Yeah, I might have to pick that one up if I get some money here soon.
Crazy. I remember so many people thought that was real. Like,
I know. Well, the way it's presented, it kind of.
Yeah, it's presented like it's real, but then once you get into stuff, you know.
So yeah.
All right.
Hollywoodland, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good price from Kino Lorber too. I think I got it when it was new, and I think it was even cheap then. And now I think you can get it for.
I think you can get.
I don't know if you can get
$12 now.
Yeah, probably one of their sales.
Yeah. All right, now where do I want to go from that? Because I could do the superhero thing, or I can do like Hollywood noir thing, sort of.
It's up to you.
What do I want to do? And the one superhero thing is different from the one we have together, Tom.
10-4.
I might as well, since it's a little. I'll do the superhero thing since it's a little related. All right, so ever since I saw Superman, I've been sort of on the kick of reliving some of my old superhero stuff, and I watched another Green Lantern movie. No, it wasn't the Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. It's Green Lantern First Flight.
I thought that's what you were gonna show.
I'll be honest with you, I had the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern one in my hand. I was going to watch it, and I was like, no, I think I'll watch this one instead. So this was the first Green Lantern animated movie from DC Animated Universe called Green Lantern First Flight. No, this is a pretty good, solid movie. If they would have used a script for this movie and fleshed it out into not like a live action movie, this would have been a hit for Green. This would have been a hit for Green Lantern, and cast somebody that wasn't Ryan Reynolds, because the character of Hal Jordan is essentially a cross between Maverick, which is sort of what they were trying to go for, if I remember correctly, in the Ryan Reynolds one. But he's a cross between like Maverick and Captain Kirk. So he's very stoic and very like anti-authority and everything, and he gets his job and everything. So like a lot of people say like Green Lantern is like Star Wars and Top Gun. No. Green Lantern is more like Top Gun and Star Trek with a little bit of Star Wars is what it is. But anyways, this movie stars the voice talents of Christopher Maloney as Hal Jordan, Victor Garber as Sinestro, Trisha Helfer as one of the Green Lanterns, I can't remember her name, and Michael Madsen, may he rest in peace, stars as Kilowog. John Larroquette stars as Tomar Ray. Kurtwood Smith stars as one of the villains in the movie. So it's got a really great voice cast to it, and it's about Hal Jordan's first thing. He gets the ring, he gets called up, and he gets trained to be a Green Lantern. And in the process of training to be a Green Lantern with Sinestro, he discovers that Sinestro possibly isn't as good as a Green Lantern as he's led on to be, and maybe he's actually the bad guy. And thus they have the whole where it all begins between Hal Jordan and Sinestro and the yellow ring and the green rings and all that. And It's Green Lantern. Like you said, if they would have took this script for this cartoon movie, they would have probably had a hit but it just needed to be fleshed out because it's only like a 77-minute movie, you know. So if they would have fleshed it out into a 2-hour like live action thing, this would have been great. So yeah, there you guys have it. I watched Green Lantern First Light, and then if anybody wants me to see the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, you're gonna have to pay for that because I don't know. I just don't think I can. I don't know if I can put myself through it. I've been very tempted the past couple days because I've been on a little kick of that to do it. So I don't know. But anyways, that's all I have for you on the Green Lantern First Flight. It's one of the earlier DC animated movies when they after like the Superman and Justice League and Batman all that ended and they started making the movies. It was one of the first ones. I think it might have been the third.
I vaguely remember it. I think I've seen it, but I'm
trying to remember if I've seen this myself too. I might have. If I did, it's been a long ass time.
It just came out in like 2000 and I'm trying to remember here.
Because I remember seeing the one you brought on last week.
Mm-hmm. That came later.
Yeah, I bet it did. But I remember seeing that just because I remember that poster. Or that cover anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I remember seeing that, but not remembering it too much. But I might have seen First Flight.
It's a pretty good solid. It's kind of like I said, it's kind of like Top Gun meets Star Trek with a little bit of Training Day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what it is. I mean, if you could have made that into an actual live action Green Lantern movie,
yeah, that would have been solid.
That would have been pretty damn solid because they should have never tried Parallax as the first villain.
Oh, yeah, that was.
It should have been Sinestro from the get. They were too busy trying to set up the sequel and not worrying about the first movie.
Yeah, and what a waste of Mark Strong as Sinestro.
Very much a waste. Very much a waste.
That was like the best casting.
Yeah.
Out of that entire movie.
It was. You definitely needed. I mean, Ryan Reynolds was tailor-made for Deadpool. He's not. Maybe he's got a little bit of Tom Cruise in him for the Top Gun part, but you needed a little more Captain Kirk in there.
I was gonna say, like, I never really saw Ryan Reynolds as the Hal Jordan type.
No, because Hal Jordan is a very yeah, he can be anti-authority, against you. Like, listen, sir, I think what you're doing is wrong. This is what we need to do, right? But he's also a very commanding presence, So I've read the comics and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully that Lantern show is good.
I'm worried. I mean, it looks good. I'm worried about it. I'm not so sure about the guy they cast for Hal Jordan on that either. So
my only problem is he just looks a little too old when you have a Superman that looks younger.
He's like 60 something.
Yeah, I know. I think the guy that they got playing Jon Stewart looks good.
No, he's fine. He looks fine.
Yeah, he's fine. And I've heard he's a pretty good actor too. But I don't know. I mean, Lanterns just looks like the more interesting one, and maybe a show will be better for Green Lantern and not a movie. I don't know.
We'll see. Like you said, the problem is I don't know what happened to him. Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
I know he was really big at DC, and he actually wrote a lot of great stories, a lot of great Green Lantern stories that they should be using. I know he got caught up in the whole Snyder stuff and all that with the DC and everything, and I don't think he works for DC at all anymore.
Wasn't he a part of the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern though?
Yes.
Yeah, he works in I think he just works in the comic book part, unless he left.
Yeah, because I know he was like one of the big names in comics for a while because he brought back the Flash, he brought back Green Lantern, he created some like major events for the series, the company that were really good in the early 2000s, and then when they started moving into movies with which I do believe Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern was supposed to help start that, he kind of just faded away and got caught up in that machine. So I don't know really what he does now, but there's so many great Green Lantern stories he wrote that could be turned into a show or a movie. So I don't know, but anyways, that's that for that. So we'll go on to you, Runner. What do you got for us for your next pick?
Okay. Sorry if you're hearing noise in the background. That's probably my dogs playing upstairs.
I just thought that was you dropping your drink.
Really? You think I drink? You
No,
dropped my
I'm
drink?
just kidding.
You think I dropped my drink twice?
Hey, I don't know what you do.
Well, I didn't drop my drink at all. But I just rewatched this one not that long ago. I saw it in the theater this year. It's probably one of the best movies this year. You might have heard of it, but I would say I would recommend it, even if you are anti A24, Greg.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Warfare.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
Oh, it's so good. It's a great fucking movie.
I don't even know what it's about. I'm just kidding. I can't say.
Okay, it's nothing like, how do I explain this? So like, it's based on a true story. It's based on a real event, a war that happens in Iraq, and you're following
What? In a war in Iraq?
Yeah, and you're basically following all these men who go through what they're dealing with. You know, there's a lot of blood and, you know, guts and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty intense. It might be intense for certain people. I'd say if you're somebody who experienced shit like this, you might get PTSD. It's that kind of movie, but it's a really interesting movie to watch. I think you should give it a watch if you can. I think this would be more up your alley. Cause
I've never even heard of it.
Really?
No, yeah, I've never even heard of this movie ever.
I mean, this was one of A24's bigger movies this year.
I don't think I've ever seen anything of it, heard anything of it. But then again, I don't like A24.
Does the name Alex Garland ring a bell to you?
Nope.
Alex Garland? You don't know who that is?
Nope.
He was the guy who wrote 28 Days Later.
Oh, yeah. Well, I only like the first two movies.
You even like 28 Weeks?
I like 28 Days and 28 Weeks, the first 28 movies. I didn't watch the new one. I've heard a lot of bad things about the new one. I don't really have.
You know what? Hot take. I didn't hate the new one. I thought it was a better movie than the second one. I don't understand some of the hate for the new one, but I also do at the same time, the more I kind of think of it. But I don't know, the new one was interesting enough. I thought it was better than the sequel, in my opinion, but I didn't think the new one was that fucking bad as much as people. See, I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird.
I like the second movie. I don't understand hate the second movie gets. It has an incredible
hate it.
opening.
It's okay. I just thought the 28 Years was an improvement.
Have a good night.
The problem with
Thank you for hanging with us, John the Beagle Dad. Have a good one.
Not that we're talking about this movie. Like, yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. The problem with 28 Years is it just went a direction that most people didn't think it would go, which could set off its own problems. But I'll say this, even though I liked it fine, like I'm not super excited about the sequel, the Bone Temple one. Like, I'm not super excited about it, mainly just because it's like they got the director from the Marvels to do it.
So that already sounds like a downer.
It does. But I'm like, you know what? It's like you have Danny Boyle coming back for 28 Years, and I kind of dug his whole experimental thing.
You're a film student, though, so.
I know I am. That's probably why. But, like, he hadn't really done something like that in a while. So I was kind of like, okay, all this is cool. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson's character and all that. And then the last half kind of goes a different direction, but I liked Ralph Fiennes as well. So, maybe that's kind of why I liked it, is because of the cast, and I liked the kid a lot. The kid's actually like really fucking good actor. But
we know what you just liked. You liked all those swinging zombie.
oh god. Yeah, no, that got memed a lot, but yeah, I need to watch 28 Years Later. Maybe
get back to Warfare real quick.
Okay, Warfare, yes.
Let's do Warfare.
Yes. Warfare. So it's co-directed and co-written by Alex Garland.
Now that you've mentioned Alex Garland, I remember he did 28 Days Later.
Yes, I was gonna say he did 28 Days Later. He did Ex Machina. He did Sunshine, or he wrote Sunshine, which was also directed by Danny Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
What else did Alex Garland do? He's done a ton of stuff.
Warfare. Let's do Warfare.
Okay, Warfare. So it's co-directed by Alex Garland. I only mentioned him because I'm like, maybe you'd know that name.
Mm-hmm.
So he co-directed it with this guy named Ray Mendoza, who is actually like a military vet.
Mm-hmm.
And so he sort of came in to kind of just bring a little more. You can tell he was kind of there for more the authenticity of what it's like to be in a situation like this and all that sort of stuff and all that. So, and it's, you know, it's kind of like I don't know if I'd want to describe it as like a slice of life or whatever, but it's like one of those, you're just going through an entire day or whatever of these men who go through what being in a war is like. And it's only 90 minutes, by the way. It's like around 90 minutes. So it's not a movie. So it's kind of nice. And, you know, they do a tribute to all the men that fought in that war at the end and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know, the way it's shot, the sound design, like, you know, the grenade noises, the gunfire, it's very authentic. But I saw this at an early screening, believe it or not, at a director cast Q&A.
I saw this at an early screening.
Well, no, it was because my friend gave away his ticket to me. That's why. I wasn't
Here we go with the elevated tree.
No, but the Q&A was kind of like short and just dumb, and people were asking dumb questions, so it wasn't anything too great. Like you want me to tell you you know what's very funny? Like there was one person in the audience who asked the director or directors, since there's two, you know, it was co-directed, but one of them was like, how did you feel about the sound design? Like, was it authentic to being in the war and all that sort of stuff, or, you know, being a part of the military and all that? And he just answers, well, yeah, we did it. And I'm just like, oh god, that's such a dumb fucking question. I hate that shit.
Well, they wanted to know, Runner. They wanted to know. You film students are a rare bunch.
Yeah, but if you're a director, you fucking should, you know, make sure everything looks good when it comes to, you know, the post-production stuff, you know? So
yeah.
That's why it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, of course he fucking approved it. Like he watched it all happen in post and whatnot. He talked to his fucking post team, and it's like, all right, this looks good, or fucking change that up a bit. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, you have not sold me on this movie, so
I don't know how else to sell it to you. I mean, okay, you know what? I'll say this. There's hot chicks in the beginning, and I think you'd like that, Greg.
I probably would, but
in one of those music videos.
But you didn't give me enough of the story of the movie for me to get interested into it. So
there's not much of a narrative, really. It's just your
sounds like an A24 movie.
No, no, it's an experience, Greg. Like that's the point. It's an experience. You understand that?
I get it, but I need a little something that piques my interest besides just boobs.
It's not like super narrative driven. That's the thing. It's like it's an experience of these men that go through a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen that in a bunch of war movies.
No,
you're describing like every war movie ever made.
No, but those war movies are a little different when it comes to like there's actually more of a story, and there's they're just written differently. You know? Like this is just of a different style. It's like it just kind of flows of like, oh, this is what these guys experience, but there's how do I say it? I don't know how to describe it, but yeah.
All right. Well,
it's just done. It is similar to other war movies, but it's done differently.
Okay.
I mean, you probably won't watch it, and that's fine, but I do recommend it.
I might look up the trailer after the show just so I can see what the movie's about, because I have no clue what the movie's about other than a bunch of guys in a war movie.
See, like Ace Hanlon says Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down's a little more Hollywood-esque. Warfare doesn't feel like that.
I don't know. Black Hawk Down was pretty solid war flick.
No, it was
pretty like
no, it was.
It pisses you off too with what happened to him as well, with what they went through. So
no,
it was
Black Hawk Down's great. It's one of Ridley Scott's better movies.
So, but okay,
Black Hawk Down is good, but that's different. That's more narrative driven. I feel like compared to Warfare.
See, I need a narrative. And that's fair. Need a story.
That's fair. I mean,
not that I can't get into movies that don't have a quite normal flow of a narrative, but I need something to latch my interest.
And also, like, I guess it's literally just about these guys who you just experience what they're like, them trying to survive out in Iraq, and it's gotten bad to the point where they call in, these tanks to sort of take them all back because they're all gonna fucking die. Like, it's like a whole thing about survival. So I get it. If you're not that kind of person, then that's fine. But
what you're describing sounds like a lot of war movies I've seen. I'm waiting for what's different. You have not said anything about this A24 film that sounds any different from any other really good war movie I've seen.
Well, whether you like this compared to other war movies that's all up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I will look at the trailer.
Is that my fault?
What?
I will
look silence.
The awkward. I think that's Runner's fault.
That's my fault. Yeah.
I will look up the trailer and I'll get back to you, Runner, and let you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't check it out, it's like whatever. I don't care. I don't expect. Whatever. It's.
Don't get butthurt.
Yeah, don't get butthurt.
Nah, I won't. I know Greg enough to where it's like it doesn't even matter.
I'm going to at least look at the trailer. So
he doesn't take my recommendation seriously either way because I'm too young. I know.
No. I do actually take, believe it or not, Runner, I do take your recommendation very seriously, and it's not because you're too young, but the thing is, you are. And I say this because it's pretty cool. You're a film student, and you've learned more about film than I have. So your tastes have matured into a different arena of film than mine has. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
I grew up on cheesy, campy, corny stuff, and that's what I love. So
and that's fair.
I mean, not that my tastes haven't matured over time, and I like a lot of dramatic stuff, serious stuff like I could get into it, but it's like you're on a different path than I ever been.
Yeah.
So like you're seeing things differently than I would see things.
And I don't want to say that the movie is like anti-narrative, but it's like it's just not as heavy as compared to like, other war films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going through like an entire, like almost like an entire day or whatever with these guys just trying to survive.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go
But
to
it's an
Tom.
experience film. That's the point.
I get you. I get you. But Tom, let's go to you. What do you got for your next one? If you're ready.
Sure, why not? All right, we'll do it this way. I got this in the mail today, and since we're talking about warfare, I watched Small Soldiers in 4K.
Oh, you bastard. I was supposed to have mine yesterday. They delayed it to the 29th, and I fucking pre-ordered it in May. Pissed me off. Sorry, that pissed me off.
I got mine today. I can't help it.
I pre-ordered mine in May, and they
Stupid me. No, and then I have the old one I've never opened, but it's the same exact Blu-ray that's in here, so yeah. And then of course I even have an import of it that came out because this thing, for those who don't know, this came to Blu-ray like a year or two ago, or 3 years ago, maybe the most. And I imported this years ago. But this is a very DNR scan of the film. This is not a very good scan of the film. This, on the other hand, is a very good scan of the film. So, that being said, because it was funny because I do know there was a lot of practical effects in the movie, but there was a hell of a lot more than I thought. And you can tell because, you know, when you jump from obvious negative footage to CGI footage, right? You can tell slightly, or pretty much anybody could tell. But it shows off here. There's even a couple of scenes where I can see the limitations of the CGI of the time. Like Chip Hazard's boots are like stuck part of the way into the table when he's doing the patent speech. And I never noticed that before. Just little fuck ups that, you know, back then they probably couldn't do anything about. But they could have fixed easily now. But like, yeah, no, actually I was kind of impressed with how good some of the CGI shots looked for the time. And otherwise, the practical effects are amazing. But for those who've never seen the film before, it's basically Gremlins 3.
Yeah.
It really takes a lot of the elements of the initial idea of what was Gremlins and puts it together with this idea of what if we put these really, you know, advanced microchips in these toys? Because even at that time, like, it was getting to that point where I would joke, you know, like the toys pretty much play with themselves now, right? Like the kids don't have to do jack squat, you know, but, yeah. So like the idea is this company toy company gets taken over by a military, computer, what do you call it?
Like
tech company. Yeah. And so, they're coming up with new toy ideas, and they come up with these military men led by Chip Hazard, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and one of his most animated, and I don't mean that just because he's animated, but you can tell he's actually having a good time in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he really, really gave a great performance in this film. And you get, you know, a couple other guys from, like, I think it's the Dirty Dozen, like, oh God, I just spaced out on all their names. But so those guys are doing like all the voices of the military guys, and you got all the guys from Spinal Tap doing the voices of the Gorgonites with Frank Langella.
Yeah.
And the Gorgonites are these beasts that are supposed to be peaceful creatures, but of course the army guys have to have somebody they need to fight. So the Dennis Leary, who plays the head of the company Globotech, decides, okay, we're gonna have these guys be the bad guys. And these guys are going to be the military guys because it's really great. In this really great opening sequence, right? Like, that's the thing about this movie. It's really fucking good. It's a very good film. It's probably Joe Dante's last big budget movie besides Looney Tunes Back in Action. And it's unfortunate because you can see here where he was maturing as a filmmaker. And this movie is a really solid fucking movie that I would put right up there with, you know, his Gremlins films and Inner Space and The Burbs and stuff like that. And it's more popular than I remember, because you bring it up and people talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And and it's just a lot of fun. I don't know if Runner's ever seen it, maybe when he was a kid, but
I don't know if I have.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this kid, as the story goes, so they set up these toys with these munitions chips or whatever, so they can pretty much bust out of the package, because Dennis Leary sees this trailer that one of the guys, I forget his name, the comedian from Saturday Night Live. What the hell's his name? Bill Maher. Or not Bill Maher. Shit.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his damn name. Jay Moore.
Yes, Jay Moore.
He does a trailer for the military guys, and Dennis is like, well, can they do that? He's like, can they talk and bust out of the package like that? He's like, well, no, but we're covered because there's a warning on the commercial. He goes, that pisses me off. I'm sick and tired of seeing commercials where Jeeps climb to the top of mountains. No, he goes, I want a toy that actually does what it says on the commercial.
Yeah.
So that's the whole kind of impetus for the whole idea. So he just goes in and he starts looking for big, expensive chips, or big, military chips, and he puts them in the toys, right? So these toys decide that they're going to bust out and destroy the Gorgonites, and this poor kid who ends up with a set of them through happenstance, Dick Miller of all people's character in this movie, because he's a regular for Joe Dante.
He's a regular for Dante, yep.
And make no mistake about it, there's a lot more Gremlins connections here than most people think. Same producers and all that kind of shit. There's even a bunch of little nods to Gizmo and Gremlins throughout the movie, and it very much is the same kind of plot. And they pull, because for those who don't know, in the original script, Gizmo was actually a manufactured toy. He wasn't actually a creature per se.
Yeah,
it slowly became an actual creature, but in the original movie, the Mogwai were toys made in China that were defective, basically. And if you did the wrong things, they turn into gremlins. So like that's kind of the idea, the kernel of that, and that's basically what they took here, and they just did it with toys. And this was right on the heels of, I think, Toy Story and stuff like that. So that's where, that kind of idea came in with this walking, talking toys. And they did a great job with all the practical effects. And you got a great supporting cast with Phil Hartman and guys like that in the film. And it's set in this neighborhood where this guy has like this little toy shop. And so these toys break out because he got a hold of them the weekend before they were supposed to come out. And they kind of take over this neighborhood as they're trying to take out the Gorgonites. And yeah, you got Christina Ricci and Michelle Gellar as the voice of the Gwen. Now that's probably the only part that I thought was silly and you probably could have removed from the movie and you didn't need, was the Gwen dolls, which are basically Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
That they like Frankenstein to life somehow. You're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because the cooler part is when Chip, because when you think they're all defeated and Chip he winds up going down this little lake to the and finds a whole shipment or a whole toy store full of the fucking toys.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you should have just done that instead. See, then you'd have cut a good 20 minutes out of this movie, because watching it now, like that part I would have got rid of. I just been like, you know what, let's just get rid of that. You don't need this other Barbies and stuff. You got plenty of the military guys. They could have accomplished the same thing on their own. And it would have been better because it actually would have shown how dangerous they really are. Right? Because there's bits and pieces throughout, but like the scene that's setting up is the capturing of Mary Jane character. What's her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst's character. And she just basically gets kidnapped, and they hold her hostage to try and draw out the Gorgonites and the kid who has the Gorgonites. And you really didn't need the Barbie dolls, right? You could have just done it with the military guys. That would have cut out a good 10, 15 minutes of the movie. And nothing. And at this point, they kind of came off annoying to me. As a kid, or young, not a kid, but a teenager when it first came out, I was just like, whatever. It didn't bother me. I had a lot of fun with the film. And I still did this time out, but that was just kind of where the movie started dragging just a little bit. You're like, okay, now as an adult, somebody who's been editing for years, you don't need it. It's just, it was almost just like, it was there and it was set up, and it's not like it came out of nowhere, but it's like when they do the whole Frankenstein thing to bring them to life, it kind of goes a little.
Yeah.
But then again, we're talking about toys that are basically not just AI, but actual intelligence. That's a great line. He's like, because that's where you get Robert Prosky's cameo. So you mean these are artificial intelligence? He's like, no, I mean they're actual intelligence. But of course, there was a flaw.
See, this is bullshit because I pre-ordered mine in May. It was supposed to be here Tuesday, and Mike Crawford got his in the mail. He said, and so did Dragonzilla get this, and you got yours. And I'm like really pissed because I'm gonna have mine next week, and we've already talked about it. So.
Well, we can get more of your feelings on it then, but it did bomb at the box office, unfortunately, as brought up. And I'm trying to remember what it went up against, because it went up against something that just killed it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Does this come out, was it 98 or 99?
Let's see, Small Soldiers.
98.
98.
In the summer of 98. I don't think it didn't come up against Godzilla. No, that was the year before Star Wars. Yeah, Godzilla would have been May, and I think this came out in July for some reason. We'll come out.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Trying to figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, it came out July 10th. So yeah, the weekend. I remember it came out the week of 4th of July because I remember seeing it, or week after because I remember seeing it. Was that the year Terminator 3 came out?
It looks like it came out up against the X-Files movie, Titanic, Deep Impact, Polly, and Godzilla. Looks like it was already open.
Yeah, if Godzilla came out in May. Was that when Titanic came out on Christmas initially, right? So 97. So that was still playing.
Yeah, it was still.
So it actually came up against X-Files and stuff. That's strange that it didn't.
It looks like X-Files was the #1 movie.
Yeah, and Deep Impact was around still, but still, I can't believe it got beat by X-Files, which is funny because there's an X-Files joke in the movie.
Yeah,
and it actually is a positive X-Files because they talk about some in universe show that I've never heard of, but it was basically sound like a 90210 ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they mentioned he was like, no, I'm more of an X-Files guy or whatever.
Oh, okay. So Brian Barth says, maybe I was reading that wrong. It says he said where they just have it. Came out with Lethal Weapon 4 and Armageddon were released.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I was reading
Armageddon kicked its ass. That's why. Lethal Weapon, Lethal Weapon 4 did good, but yeah.
I was looking at the box office, but it was saying like X-Files and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe you're probably right there.
Here, let me look here. I might be able to get the actual day.
Yeah.
Because this was the year I graduated, so I went to the movies a lot that summer.
Yeah, it says
Small Soldiers took the top spot that weekend. But it wasn't by much. It didn't do much. It did open up against X-Files.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong day. Okay, here we go. Small Soldiers. Okay. Yeah, but it still did #1, and then #2 is X-Files. And then Titanic was still out. Deep Impact, Polly, Godzilla. Now, it's funny because Jay Moore was in Polly and in Small Soldiers, and they were both DreamWorks pictures.
Mm-hmm. So, but it looks like the X-Files had been open for a while, though, when the Small Soldiers had.
It actually had the opening. It stayed at #1 for 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Then Saving Private Ryan came in and kicked its ass. Yeah, because I mean, it was doing only 1 or 2 million, not very good. Yeah, unfortunately, I remember when it came out on video though.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and having fun with it, and I was excited to get mine and have it on this week. But no, I guess pre-ordering don't mean shit anymore.
You know what's funny about this movie?
What?
You know who liked it and showed it off as one? Yeah, Rookie.
Rookie liked it, showed it off, and he didn't even like Gremlins.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same director. A lot, like Tom was mentioning, a lot of the same people, a lot of the similar story beats.
Well, Siskel and Ebert loved this movie too. I remember at the time.
Yeah,
it was just funny. I remember he showed it off on the show one time, and you guys were like, "What the fuck? You like this, but not Gremlins?"
He's Rookie. What can you? I don't know what to do to that kid. All right, Tom. Any other words?
Sadly, they didn't add any new special features or nothing to it. Just
oh man.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it has all the old stuff carried over from the old DVD, basically.
Cool.
Because I do remember this was a big... Because I had it for the longest time, and I'm surprised I don't. I had the signature selection edition of this. Remember, it was one of the first early DVDs that came out.
Mm-hmm. It just, I mean, it was good times. Yeah, and like they said, I know, Brian Barth, I know you asked what happened to Joe Dante. It's just, you know, he made this movie, and then he made
this and Looney Tunes really hurt his career.
Yeah, it hurt his career. He did make a new movie not too long ago, which I did bring on, but he's
made a few over the years. He just has not had I don't think he's had another theatrical release since maybe one more since Looney Tunes, and I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
I believe his last movie he did, which I actually have the Blu-ray of, and I brought it on, was what is it? My Dead Ex-Girlfriend or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. Where like it's sort of like this with Anton Yelton, and his girlfriend dies and she comes back as a zombie. It's not great, but it does have a lot of Joe Dante-isms in it. It's not a great movie. It's very low budget. It was straight to video, I believe. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say he's done a couple of straight to streaming or whatever you want to call it features, unfortunately, but...
Oh, that's right. He did do Holes.
That was the one I think I was thinking of that was kind of his last big theatrical kind of movie.
One was pretty big, and they're making a TV series out of that now, too.
Yeah, and I think it didn't do well at the box office, but I think it got a lot of critical praise, and I think it did all right on video.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny, because I don't think I actually have that one. I've seen it. Pretty sure I have. Maybe I didn't. Did it ever come out on 3D Blu-ray? That's a good question.
I don't know.
Because you would think if it did, I would have had it, but maybe I just never got my hands on it. That's probably why I don't have it.
Maybe.
But anyhow, yeah, so Small Soldiers, I can recommend. Good price, too. It's only like $25 right now, I think, for the Steelbook.
Which is unusual for a Steelbook here lately, that they dropped the price.
Well, it's also a
low.
Paramount title, so Paramount's usually pretty good about that.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Spider-Man, before we move on to me, Spider-Man 1408 wants to know about your thoughts on the season premiere of South Park.
Haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Well, there you go.
I don't have cable, so I have to wait till it comes on Paramount Plus. I did see the image, though, of Cartman, which I posted. So, yeah.
Oh, I did not know he did a movie called The Hole 3D. Not Holes. Didn't he do the
not
movie
Holes?
Didn't he do the movie
Holes is the Disney movie.
Yeah, I know. I thought he did that movie.
No, it's called The Hole.
Yeah, The Hole.
It's about this hole in like the backyard of these people's house or whatever. Kind of like The Gate, but not exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was confused there. So,
or was it in the house? I'm trying to remember. I think I've seen it. That's why I said I think I've seen it, but it's been like years.
I've never heard of it. I have to look that up. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Corley and Rogan. It was like Gate. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds interesting. Now that's one I have not seen. That I didn't even realize. I don't know why I was thinking he did the movie Holes. So, all right. Well, I guess this is sort of in the same vein as Small Soldiers for my next pick. At least has one of the same actors attached to it, and Phil Hartman. So I have Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Yes. I don't. It's like the anniversary or something of this, and I know they said the Alamo actually acquired his bike, so I had to watch the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This Blu-ray looks pretty good though. For it's not.
Trying to remember what celebrity used to have that bike.
Yeah, who did?
I know. I'm trying to remember too. Somebody in chat might remember.
Yeah, I remember. I think I just read a thing where they said the Alamo actually acquired the bike, Pee-wee's bike. So, which is funny because there is no basement in the Alamo, don't you know? But this is directed by Tim Burton. Alamo. Thank you. I'll never forget you. This is fun. I had not seen this movie in a long time. This was a great movie. It's directed by Tim Burton in one of his early features, and Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman, Phil Hartman, and him co-wrote it. And which is that's why when you said Full Hartman, I forgot he was in Small Soldiers, and Marco Varhol co-wrote the movie together. It's basically Pee Wee Herman's bike gets stolen. It's his most prized possession in the world. We, of course, as the audience, know who steals it because it tells us right off the bat. But then he's convinced by a psychic that it's in the Alamo, the basement in the Alamo in Texas. So he goes on a road trip to get his bike back to the Alamo, and there is no basement in the Alamo. But it's great because he meets these, it's just like this. It's like this weird mergence of Tim Burton and Pee Wee Herman that creates this incredible movie with like these weird people he meets on the road and the story that it tells, and then Pee Wee getting his bike back in the end and everything, and it works out really well. It's a pretty fun movie. It's a pretty classic '80s flick if you've never seen it. And it finally struck me today too that tell him Marge sent you. Still a scary moment. If you ever seen that moment just comes out of the blue as a kid, that scares the crap out of you as a moment. It's maybe not as scary as today as it once was. When I was watching it, I didn't get maybe because I've seen so much. But you better do it. So you got to see what happens. You're in Texas, do it. That's how you got to prove you're in Texas. That's how he proves the Dottie. Exactly. Where is the 4K Big Adventure? This is a movie because this Blu-ray looks really good still, and it came out in 2011. So this looks really, really good. The scan on this has to be a really decent scan.
I think at that time Warner was doing 4Ks. Yeah, they just didn't release them only on Blu-ray. Because now for their 4Ks, they usually do 6 or 8K scans. But
yeah, but because I was watching, I was surprised about how good this one still looked from that. But it's a fun movie, and like I was saying, Dottie. It just dawned on me that when I was watching this time, who exactly Dottie is. Elizabeth Daily. It's E.G. Daily. She's a voice actor for cartoons. She does the voice of I'm trying to remember all these voices she does. She does a shit ton of voices for cartoons. I know she does some. I think she does Raven for the Teen Titans. She does Bubbles for Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that. She's very big. She's done a lot of those. So I was surprised. I didn't even realize that was her in the movie until I rewatched it. So yeah, if you've never seen it, Runner, I doubt you've ever seen this. Have you?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I think I've seen it. I know I'm very familiar, but I think I've seen it on like TV when I was like younger. But I like don't have much memory of it, if that makes sense.
It's funny because this movie is like the Aristocrats. Maybe it's funny. Like this movie is like a kids movie, but it's also not a kids movie too. With some of the stuff that happens in the movie, like you never think about it until one point. Like he goes hitchhiking to get to Texas, and he gets picked up by an escaped convict in a car, and they're to get out to getting away from the cops. Pee-wee dresses like a woman, and he puts a disguise on the man, and they act like they're husband and wife. And the cop is like, "Can you step out of the car, ma'am?" And she steps out. He's like, "I just wanted to admire that little outfit you got on." And he spins around and stuff, and it's like, what the hell? It's so weird. But then again, it's like Tim Burton and Pee Wee Herman, and of course now you know what Paul Rubens was. We now know he was gay, which everybody knew he was gay to begin with. Come on, if you didn't, I have some bad news for you. He's always been gay. So yeah, he does. He does kind of look like Jimmy Smits. He does. But so the movie there is much more for kids and adults all together. So it's like very much a family movie. The TV show Pee-wee's Playhouse was like a kid's show, but I think we all sort of enjoyed that growing up as well. And then, of course, we got Big Top's Pee-wee, the second movie, which isn't as good, but I actually have heard that might be coming to 4K before this one. So, go figure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, it's
that's because Paramount owns that one, and isn't
Paramount. Somebody else owns it.
Kino or somebody like that's putting it out. I can't remember now.
I was thinking maybe I heard TerraVision was putting it out.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was somebody. I can't remember now who announced it, but yeah.
On 4K.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I get Pee-wee's Big Adventure on 4K, man? It's a good movie. It's funny. It's classic Pee-wee. It's when he was at the top of his games and everything. So, yeah, it's a good Pee Wee Herman movie. I don't know what that movie was on Netflix, though, because I know he did one on Netflix.
It was all right.
Was it? Yeah.
You ever seen it?
I think I remember seeing it before a long time ago, but what's his name was in it? Joe Magnoli, I think.
Huh?
Was that Joe Magnoli guy was in it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe Manganiello?
Manganiello. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Deathstroke guy.
Yeah. Of course,
And-
you would
and-
remember him from that.
Well, and he was also Flash Thompson, to be fair.
Wouldn't want to fight me either.
He would have been a great Deathstroke, though. That's why I mentioned it.
Yes, the scene with the eyes is great. When he's standing in the road and it's just his eyes drawn in the blackness, and then he turns on the lights and it's just a bunch of like animals around him. That's great. It's a great scene. Pee-wee's Playhouse. What's up, Clark the Shark, or a Big Adventure? I should say. Hell to you. I wish they would have made more Pee-wee films if they would have kept it in the vein of Big Adventure. Not that Big Top Pee-wee isn't a bad movie. It's just it's not the Big Adventure. It loses a little something. So, but anyways, I had to watch that, and I completely forgot Phil Hartman was one of the co-writers of the things, and because I know he was on the show and stuff, and I did just like would slip my head. And when you mentioned Phil Hartman being in Small Soldiers, I figured there's how you connect those two. But anyways, what do you got for us, Runner? What's your next pick?
My next pick is oh my god, I lost my shit. Sorry, I just got a new computer recently, so my thing's acting a little weird right now. Oh my god. Stop verifying. Okay. Ding dong, trick or treat.
It's not even Halloween yet, bro.
I know, but I watched it. I watched it for the first time not too long ago. It's a good ass movie.
First time?
Yeah, it is my
Like
first
it?
time.
Did you like it?
I did.
Nice.
It was pretty damn good. And
Anthology movie.
yeah, I got this at Barnes and Noble, believe it or not, when I was, searching for those
Nice.
criterions. They have a shelf on the back which has like a bunch of other movies that are either, from studios or other boutique labels. And this was one of them. They got some good like Arrow selections, and I found this and I was like, oh, I've been meaning to watch this for a while, and I couldn't find it anywhere for the longest time, so that's why I picked it up. And yeah, it's a fun flick.
Now, see, when I pre-order something from Arrow, I get it on the day. But for some reason, when I pre-order Small Soldiers, I don't get it on the day because I got that last October.
Yeah, I don't pre-order as much as
I try to pre-order the ones I really want, but no, I like
it depends if it's like ones I really want, but like it just sometimes it's like the prices are just too expensive and I'd rather wait, it's really that kind of thing. Because the pre-order, it's like, oh, I'll pre-order this the day of, or I'll get this the day of, or I'll pre-order this, and it's like, oh, and then I find out much later, it's like, oh, it's got a pretty good sale, and it's like, fuck.
I almost watched the other Trick or Treat movie in honor of Ozzy and the passing of Ozzy, but
that's not the same movie though, right?
No, it's not the same movie. It's two completely different movies. That's Trick or Treat. Another one's Trick or Treat.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's completely different. One's from the 80s and one's from like the 2000s. So
I only know the difference because of the Sam character.
Yeah, who's the thorough line for the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's kind of how I can tell the difference.
Yeah. See, I can't watch those movies like that or the other Trick or Treat till Halloween.
Well, now that I've seen this of recent, it's like, yeah, of going forward, this is more of a thing I'd watch on Halloween, but I just kind of watched it just to see like what it's like the first time. I mean, I normally see horror movies any other
Oh,
time.
me too. I watch horror movies year round, but there's certain ones I like to stick to October.
No, that's fair. Like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It's like I'll watch that on Halloween.
Not a horror movie, but yes.
No.
I stick to that on Halloween as well.
But the reason why I only watch that on Halloween is because I've seen that since like, you know, I was born, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like I'm very familiar with that in comparison to this, you know what I mean?
Well, you do have a precedent for bringing on Trick or Treat today. As of today, there's 100 days until Halloween. So
okay, well, there you go.
I saw people touting that, and you know, speaking of Ozzy, so there you go.
Well, there you go. In 100 days, you can watch this movie.
May
yeah,
Ozzy rest in peace.
it's a fun movie, and yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a great little anthology story. Pretty much all of them nailed the anthology in this. You know, you got the werewolves, you got the killer guy, you got Sam's story and the school bus guy and all them.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much because I don't think Tom has actually seen this movie.
Oh, really?
So I don't want to really spoil it. But it is a good movie. It is a really good movie.
Did you get the 4K though, Tom?
For what?
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Not the Aussie one. Not the Aussie one. The other one.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have. I think I just got the regular one.
The one that Warner Brothers and Legendary made.
I think so.
It's a fun flick. I actually understand why people like it. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I just checked it out like last week just to see if it was like really that good and just out of curiosity. But I'm like, yeah, it's good. And going forward, I will watch it on Halloween or around the month of October.
There you go.
Because yeah, it just feels right.
It is. It's a really good Halloween movie. It gets you in the spirit.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
all right.
Always check your candy.
Always follow the rules of Halloween. There's supposed to be a sequel coming, which I really hope they don't. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Uncle Remus. Yeah, they're supposed to be doing a sequel. It's been rumored for quite some time. So I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I wouldn't mind seeing it if it's done like similar to this and doesn't hold back like this movie doesn't hold back, because a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie they don't do in movies nowadays. They don't show women's boobs. They don't show murder and stuff like this anymore. This is very much more of a classic horror movie, and they don't really even do that in newer horror movies themselves. So that's what worries me.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But anyways, let's go. Tom, I don't know if you want to do the ones we have together now, or do you want to save them for later?
Why don't we save them for last?
Okay. Go ahead and show us your next pick.
Well, I got another one of the Turbine Collector Series 3D Blu-rays. In fact, I got almost all of them except for a select few. And I got the next, or at least number 13 in the collection watched, and that is Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario on 3D.
It's me, Mario. Yeah, I saw it in theaters in 3D. And they do have the 4K, and I brought that on before, but
yeah, I have the 4K.
But no, it was kind of cool to finally get it in 3D. There's nothing else on here but the movie, but is it like a movie that you need in 3D? No. But was it fun to have in 3D? Yeah. And considering the price that Turbine charges for these, it's not too bad. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more than a standard Blu-ray, but when you factor in all the imports and importation and all that business, it's pretty cool. Diabolic gets them periodically. So, and I also did get Friday the 13th Part 3. And since I brought that on like not that long ago, because I think I brought it on the last Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
I did review it because the reason I bought it is because they supposedly realigned the 3D, and they did. I could tell already in a couple of shots without even watching the whole thing, like just right off the bat, there was a couple of shots that looked a hell of a lot better than they did before, that were way out of whack before. So, like, yeah, I can recommend that. And otherwise, I got some more that I'll get to. But no, Super Mario Brothers itself, this will be like the third or fourth time I've watched the movie, and I gotta be honest, I like the original Bob Hoskins movie still better. I'll admit it. This is an okay movie. It's fine for what it is, but it has such a paint by numbers type of feeling to it that it just everything feels obligatory. And how do I put this? Like, I see where the fans and kids would appreciate it.
I was gonna mention that.
Do you think the fan service works on just the first viewing, and then after that it kind of fades?
Maybe. I don't know. See, and I'm not somebody, and this is something that I've had to say from the start, right? Like, look, you got to understand, for me, I had fun with the movie the first time out, but I'm somebody whose knowledge of Mario Brothers goes as far as like the earlier animated series and Super Mario World. Like, beyond that, I have not even played like Mario Kart really, or any of the sequels like Paper Mario or any Nintendo 64 Mario, any of that. I've never played any of those. It's just, Mario's fine to me, but it got to that point to where it hit its peak with Mario Brothers 3. That was just kind of like my era. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even Super Mario World was like fun, but it was just kind of almost a little too much going on. It just, the game seemed really ADD, and that's kind of what's wrong with this movie. Is there's just too much going on at once all the fucking time, just constantly throwing, whether it's a visual or a audio cue at you. And I'm sure I know some of these things beyond those games, but I mean, it just gets to a point where it's like, I think you're right, with a little bit too much of the fan service. And really, I have a hard time dumping on the original film when the storyline is so similar. Like, I get it. Yeah, the story is not the same, but when you have literal similar beats, and I think I brought this up the initial time I brought it on too, where like you start the movie off, they're struggling, and they go to a job at their fucking car stalls, and like, it's the same exact kind of setup. They get sucked down into the pipe. You know, the brothers get separated in this movie, which is a little different, but it's Mario instead of Luigi falling for the princess kind of thing, even though they don't really amp it up nearly as much as they do in the initial one. And of course, it's nicer to have the two brothers closer to the same age. And I do like some of the changes in story, or not changes. I mean, I do like some of the original story elements they brought to this, but when the climax is almost exactly the same, like we literally wind up in Manhattan, where part of Manhattan and the Mushroom Kingdom have like merged both times. Like, it's like the exact same ending. And so I'm like really hard pressed for people. Like, whenever I hear anybody shit on the original and praise this to high heaven, from now on, I'm going to be like, yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here, because as far as I'm concerned, the new movie really steals a lot of the same beats, and the original film gets overly bashed and overly hated. Yeah, in my opinion,
and the original was great.
And let's be real, Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen are probably the two worst parts. Oh yeah, Charlie Day or whatever as Luigi was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was fine.
I didn't even hate Chris Pratt though.
It's too Chris Pratt.
I get it.
Especially when you got the guy right there who does the voice, right? Like on the video, like it just.
Here's the problem with that.
Or if you're gonna do this is the other thing, and I said this too. This is one thing we wanted for fan casting. Who we wanted when we were kids runner was Danny DeVito. So here was your chance to actually bring Danny DeVito in to just do the voice of Mario, right? Like,
no, that actually would have been really solid.
Because it doesn't matter that he's 80 years old. He's still a little Italian guy. So you know the voice. So
he sounds the same too.
Exactly. He sounds the same. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I guess, no, that actually would have been really good. I don't know. Chris Pratt didn't bother me too much, but maybe that's just me. Plus, like, I think the whole thing in the beginning where he kind of sounded like Mario, and they have that little cameo of Charles Martinet, that's the guy's name who voiced Mario for the longest time.
Wahoo, that guy,
yeah. I actually met him in a con a few years ago. He's cool. He's a cool dude. Yeah, like I
it's almost insulting to the fans to have him standing right next to, you know what I mean? Like, I get what they think they're doing, But really, all you're doing is rubbing in the fan's face that this guy's not doing the voice. It would be like, it's kind of like what they did to Frank Welker in the first Transformer movie. He got delegated to secondary characters. It's like, you have both the voice of the two main bad guys, and you bring in the guy from the Matrix to do Megatron's voice. What the fuck? Like,
and then eventually he gets to do Megatron's voice.
He just eventually took it over anyway. Yeah. Sorry, but you were saying you had. I don't know if you had more to your thought there.
Oh yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't mind the little cameo. I understand where you're coming from, being like, oh well, it's just a reminder to be like, oh, he's not voicing it. But I sort of looked at it as like, oh, there's an awareness that, like, because his whole line I think was like, oh, like sounded fine to me or something like that. But I hadn't seen the movie in a while, so I'm not sure if he said it that way. But the guy who voiced Toad though was like the best casting, I think. Yeah.
Really? I mean, I didn't even recognize him. Maybe that's why I didn't really care.
That's why I liked it. He is what I imagined Toad would be.
Jack Black was fine. I mean, really, just Donkey Kong being played by Seth Rogen was really bothered me. But
Seth Rogen was my least favorite, just because that just felt very obvious. But like, no, Jack Black as Bowser was actually the best. I take that back. He was like really solid. Like he didn't.
Anya Taylor-Joy is doing her very best, Miss Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, a little bit.
Didn't they release the 2 alternate cuts of the Super Mario Brothers 1993 from Umbrella? Didn't they do all that?
Remember, there's kind of a okay. What it is just like the work print VHS up converted thing.
Yeah.
But there's only one of the cuts on the actual Blu-ray. Like they couldn't get the rights to do the other one, and I can't remember what the whole story was. It's been a while since it came out, but yeah, that Blu-ray was both awesome to finally get, but also there was some. I remember when I reviewed it, there was some.
Yeah, there was some stuff you had wrong with it
that I wasn't too happy about. Like there's no for one, it's just a straight 4K. It has no HDR on it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure it's an older scan. And they did do quite a bit of DNR on it for some reason. And yeah, it's not the worst 4K out there, but it's not the best, especially for what they charge for the big box that it comes in. And I think you can get it without the box, but like if you can get it without the box, then it's not so badly priced.
Yeah.
Especially considering it has never been released on Blu-ray in the US. So yeah.
Yeah. And luckily, it's region free. So,
by the way, I tried.
In this case, yes.
By the way, I tried watching that live action Mario movie, and I think I only got like 5 minutes into it. It just wasn't my fucking bag. But you gotta understand, when you grew up in the early 2000s, and fucking Mario was a big deal back then. You only saw Mario a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, now to me, that is Mario. See, that's the thing, as I have the opposite problem. Because that's more Mario to me than a lot of the more modern shit. It's like, yeah, that modern stuff's Mario, I guess, but it has gone in such a different direction than what most of us kids kind of.
Because like Mario Kart was a big deal, for instance.
Oh yeah, that really changed its perception, right? Like it did.
Like Mario Kart was just, it's one of those games where you go to your friend's house and you spend hours and have fun, or now that online's a thing, you can do that and all that type of stuff. And then there's always a lot of competition, rage over who wins or who loses, all that type of shit. And like the Mario Kart shit was really fucking cool in the new movie. My only nitpick is that they didn't use the fucking mystery cosmic boxes or whatever in the games. I feel like they should have done that. They should have went all out with that, but they didn't. They just used cannons and shit, so that was a little disappointing. But overall, the new movie, while it's not a perfect movie by any means, I think it does a serviceable job in terms of like kind of appealing to the fans of Nintendo and Mario and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and there's a lot of fan service that you may or may not get from the movie, because like I went with like a group of friends, you know, that I like grew up with as a kid. So, and you know, that movie was definitely like made for us, because there were certain moments when like my friend that I was sitting next to was like, "Oh my God, this is from that one Donkey Kong game in Nintendo Switch and shit." So there's a lot of that, you know. There's a lot of that in the movie.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on the Duck Hunt movie starring Chris Pratt because it needs to be. I know. I can tell you as much. My two little kids absolutely love the movie. I can tell you that much.
No, and and I can totally understand because it's animated on.
But I'm with you, Tom. Like, with I enjoy the original better.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like bash it. Like, I'd still give the movie like a 6 out of 10. Don't get me wrong. But...
Yeah, no, it's still fun.
That's a fair grading scale. Like, I'd say like just as a movie, it's like, yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 just because it's not great. But like for a Mario movie, I'd give it like an 8.
Yeah, I mean, on that level, as far as like the fan service goes. But I have a feeling that the general audience, like if you're somebody who knows nothing about Mario, I don't think that you'll have. I wonder if the experience wouldn't be better served to just see the Bob Hoskins film, because it's just more straightforward in a sense of it doesn't bombard you with so much of the. Like if you're not up to the lore, like I could see this, like I could see myself having a harder time than this with, like, say, the Minecraft movie, for instance, right? Because I have, like, I know who Steve is, and I know some little minor intricacies of whatever you want to call it of Minecraft. But when it comes to like that kind of stuff, I'd be totally fucking lost. So to me, it would just be, yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
No,
you know, like so I can see a general audience member who's never ever played a Mario game or had any real experience with Mario at all could possibly see this movie and go, Jesus Christ. Like it's nothing but just bombardment of, you know, like it is. It's just so like once the movie gets going past that first 10-15 minutes, it's just an onslaught of, you know, just references and things being thrown at you and so much shit happening at once. And that's kind of what it took me out of it. It was just kind of like, you know, that chaoticness of modern film compared to like something like Small Soldiers, right? Which at the time when that came out felt chaotic in a way, but that was kind of like it's one of the you know, it wasn't a bug so much as a perk. Then now it feels more like a bug, right? Like part of the bug is they got to keep things happening constantly or kids are not going to be. But it's like you need to be able to kind of follow a story and build characters and kind of let things breathe just a little bit, man. I mean, because this movie is just slapdash, boom, 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 all this shit happening fast and in your face and furious compared to, you know, Small Soldiers where it actually is allowed to kind of happen. And you develop the characters, you develop, you know, what the scenario is, and then the toys take over. And it's all, you know, like Mario Brothers, the animated film. It's almost like they're in a rush to get to the Mushroom Kingdom, and it ain't no longer. It's the same length as the 92 film. So like, I mean, shit, they don't even get to the Mushroom Kingdom until what, like 30 plus minutes into the movie in the original one, maybe if that, but quite close to it. So like, and maybe it's similar here. And I'm just this movie just felt so chaotic and like it was just bombarding my senses with so much shit constantly. Especially like which as cool as the like the cart the Mario Kart scene is in the film, especially in 3D, that is almost a grand example of how just ADD this movie is. I don't know.
Well, I can see how that scene in general would, because you know they're in Rainbow Road, like that's an actual track in the game. Is Rainbow Road.
Oh, I get it. I've seen like the stuff. Like again, like I'm saying, as somebody who's actually at least seen enough to know that all these things are referencing. Like I don't I never felt like I was at any point going like, I don't understand why this is in the movie, like Grace Randolph, right? Like, no, but
Yeah.
at that point, I'm like, are you almost putting too much in this first movie?
See, like that my whole problem with the Mario Kart thing I mentioned earlier was they didn't use the cosmic question mark boxes that you get items off of.
That's almost a good example of just how like it was almost unnecessary. Like, yeah, it's a cool way of getting them from one place to another, but it almost feels like it's something that you've wasted now, as opposed to that could have been a cool element of one of the sequels. You know what I mean? Like, even like, because like you get to that final credit scene, it's like, oh, now you're bringing in Yoshi? Who gives a shit? We already seen Mario Karts.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but here's the thing. Like, I feel like when it comes to this one movie, like, because it made over $1 billion and stuff, and, you know, without a doubt, of course, because fucking Mario is a icon. It's probably, you know, and they're already making a sequel, but like I think there's different ideas that you can go off of with these new movies.
Oh, I'm sure you could, and there's like what, a dozen games? Well, don't get me wrong.
There's a ton of games. There's Mario Galaxy, there's Mario Odyssey, there's like so many different fucking games. And you know, maybe they'll do a movie where it's just about Mario Karts, and it's like, you know, it's like
I don't want that per se, but what I feel like is you're almost blowing your wad in one movie where they kind of started running before they even walked, right? Like,
I'm just
if
saying,
that makes sense.
I get that. Like, I'm just saying, like, you could do. I mean, maybe this is just me wishing for more stuff, like more ideas. It's like you can.
It just felt like it was shoved in here because, of course, we need the Mario Karts.
Yes.
Right? Like, does that make like? And it almost feels like it's taking up too much of the. Because the plot is so simple, right? Mario and Luigi show up. Luigi gets kidnapped. Mario needs help, so it's kind of like that Wizard of Oz element to it. And you know, but she's distracted with the shit that's going on with Bowser, which just kind of happens, right? Like, so it's like it all just kind of gets thrown in your fucking face so fast. And then her whole thing is she thinks, and then the movie basically becomes episode 1 of The Phantom Menace because she's like, I'm going to go ask the Gungans for help, you know, when it's really the you know, the Kongs or whatever. And then it's like, well, the Kong army, they'll beat them, and they don't do shit. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, the movie leads up to this whole thing that you're supposed to like, because, you know, like in most movies, it's like, okay, the hero needs to convince or find or do something to be able to take him to the next level to get to the bad guy, right? None of that shit happens in this movie. The only thing that really pays off is Mario learning all that. Like, the only scene that actually plays into the later parts of the film is where she's basically beating the hell out of him, trying to train him how to do the test run, which really kind of goes against the earlier scene in the film where we see he does this all the time, right? Like, he comes down goes up the the ladder, up the chute, you know, down the chute, opens the door for Luigi, opens another door for, you know, he keeps doing this thing. So it's like, no, he should already be really good at this. That should be the catch. So there on that scene, it kind of took me out of it because it was a very girl bossy scene. And that's the other thing is Princess Peach comes off very girl bossy in this. Like, even though the first time I watched it, I didn't feel it was as bad, but this time I was feeling it a lot more. And maybe I'm nitpicking a little too much, but I guess I'm just, what I'm saying is it has not held on to the shine as much as I thought it would. It's definitely fallen off to where if I gave it like a 7, I think before, maybe an 8. I don't think I gave it an 8. I think I gave it like a 7. Now I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
I didn't see it as like girl bossy or kind of forced in that way because it's like technically like
she doesn't really do anything though. I mean, yes, they acknowledge that she grew up there, so yeah, she probably does this shit all the time. But then you even have the scene where he's like, "You got it the first time, didn't you?" She's like, "Yeah." Like, I mean,
yeah,
just little things like that, you know. And they do introduce a lot of ideas that they don't really sew up, like where she's from. Right? Like, they just say that she just showed up one day and they don't give us any other backstory about her. Right?
Yeah, that's true. They don't.
That's true.
I mean, I do like that they give Mario and Luigi some, you know, elements to their characters, right? That, you know, Luigi is kind of the more how do you put it?
Sensitive.
He's sensitive. Thank you. He's the more sensitive one, and clearly, always overly emotional. To where Mario, he's not, and he's kind of the doesn't like bullies, and I like, and it works for the character. It's all little additional stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, that works. That's fine. And I thought it was actually kind of clever to make Mario hate mushrooms. That was like, okay, that kind of works. It's kind of funny to play along with the film because it's a common thing that a lot of people don't like mushrooms.
Yeah.
So, and that does kind of work for the film. Like, other than that, like, those outside of those little additions, to me, everything felt like and I get it. The original film does not capture, but again, Runner, you got to understand, as your age group is the ones that are really having the issues with this more so. When that movie came out, we literally only had 4 Mario games. Well, if you don't count the original one.
No, that's totally
like, so like they were kind of just coasting on, like the writers literally went into the game manual and got all the names and shit out of there. And like, they had no idea what most of these things were, or what their functions were, or how the Mushroom Kingdom worked, or what was the difference between King Koopa or Bowser and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, it just, yeah, they had no idea so they kind of created a lot of this. And in that, they created the new princess and Daisy as well. They gave her a name, but what they ended up doing is creating a new princess out of it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of...
Spike also comes from the movie. I think there's a couple other elements that came from the movie as well, if I'm not. Iggy, I think, also did. But maybe Iggy was already one of the kids' names. Iggy and Spike might have already been one of the kids' names. That might have been a possibility. If not, I think they took those names and they used them one way or the other. But anyway, like, there's some things that did influence the game.
In that movie is like a little...
He is, but he was last minute almost.
Okay.
Because Mario World had just come out when they were filming, and Yoshi took the world by storm. Like, you got to understand, when that game came out, like, everything was Yoshi. You think Baby Yoda was a big deal? Take that times 12.
Mm-hmm.
That was how popular Yoshi was when it came out.
Yoshi.
Like, everything, everywhere was Yoshi.
No, because I remember, I remember, I don't know if this was in middle school or high school, but I remember my friend showing me that clip of Yoshi in the live action Mario movie, and we were all just like, what the fuck?
Well, they knew they were going to be going up against... 93 is when the movie came out, that's right. Because they knew they were going up against Jurassic Park. So they're like, let's get Yoshi in there, but we can't have him look like he does. Like, they wanted to make him look like a real dinosaur. So
yeah, I think that's why my friends and I didn't like that. We were just like, we clowned on it.
Yeah, he's kind of wasted in the movie, but that's, like I said, because he was such a last minute addition that even the effects of it are not very good.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, plus, when
Yoshi plays zero part in the movie, really. The only thing he does is break the chains for the princess. That's about it. And he almost dies. That's like.
But yeah, I don't know. Even though the Illumination Mario movie isn't like the greatest thing ever, it's one of the better video game adaptations, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, and this is one thing I do understand where, like, Media Mike, like, look, as much as I love Dennis Hopper and he kind of makes the movie, I can understand most people's issue with, humans playing all those characters and parts. Like, I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally get it.
That was kind of the selling point for me to watch the Mario movie, because I think I watched it, like, the night before I was going to see the new one when it came out. And I was like, oh, Dennis Hopper's in it, so it can't be that bad. But then that didn't even help me personally. But that's just because, I grew up in a different era of Mario where it was a lot more expanded and there were different games and, Nintendo got huge and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of where I come from. But and I'll be honest, compared to the Minecraft movie, I don't know if any of you saw that, but the Mario movie is much better than the Minecraft movie. And I grew up with Minecraft.
I just can't put myself through the Minecraft movie. I just can't do it.
No, listen, and maybe it's because I'm a little too old for the Minecraft movie now, but that movie is like the definition of brain rot.
That's what it basically looks like. I just can't do it. I don't care how much money it made, what people thought of it. I just can't do that.
No, it's too dumb. I get it. It is way too fucking dumb for its own right.
All right. Well, any final words, Tom?
No, like I said, I can recommend. I like that Turbine's doing these. I wish they would expand a little bit more because I still have Spider-Man and the newest Spider-Man movie in 3D. I can't watch because it's region locked. So it'd be nice to see them do that one, maybe a few other ones that haven't gotten a 3D release yet. Because that's one thing that has been neglected a lot, regardless of whether or not they're that popular. I mean, even James Gunn was asked about Superman in 3D, and he just like scoffed at it. He's like, "What? So like 3 people will buy it?" So, and I can't, and he's not wrong. He was one of the first people to really push 3D. Where I think there was only a 3D Blu-ray release of Guardians of the Galaxy initially when it first came out. You could only buy it in that.
I have that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that was the only version available when it first came out.
Mine came with 3D and Blu-ray.
Yeah. Well, which is cool is even if you don't have 3D, by the way, Runner, that's the IMAX version. Most people don't realize that. So you can watch it even though you don't get the full effect, because what makes it the IMAX version is and it is one of the cooler 3D Blu-rays. There's scenes where stuff will pop out of the frame. So like in the scene where they're at that bar and they're at the table drinking and all that shit.
Oh,
like that.
With the lizards.
Yeah, like the lizard thing that's flying up at this thing, like it'll come out of the frame at you, so it actually looks like it's in 3D. So like the black spots that are normally at the top of your body or screen, the stuff is taken up with like the creature will come out of that black spot, so it actually looks 3D. But you could watch it in flat 2D as well. So you're basically getting the IMAX version, is what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But I don't think any scenes actually open up. I'm trying to remember. Maybe a couple do.
No, because I rewatched the first Guardians on that Blu-ray, and it looks really damn good.
That I know the second one does. One of the two, but like, yeah, like either way, like, yeah, that was when I remember when the 3D Blu-ray came out. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And it's so sad to hear him say that, yeah, there's probably no way we're getting Superman in 3D, because I saw it in 3D and it was good. It was awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, 3D just isn't that big anymore, sadly.
Oh, fuck no. When he was saying only like 3 people buy it, he's not wrong. Like, I mean, it is such a niche of a niche.
Yeah, I remember when 3D Blu-ray was like big at the time.
The only thing keeping it alive is the VR stuff and projectors. Some of the projectors have it. So. But anyway, did you have one more, Runner, or is it just?
I have one more.
I have one more.
And you have one more besides that one? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we're not on the last one yet. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's my if you're done, it's up to me. So
yeah, I got nothing else really to say on other than that. I mean, like I said, again, just good that the guys over at Turbine are doing this. I know them, so they're cool guys. Yeah. So haven't heard from them in a while. Never got my free disc, but hey.
shout out Turbine, no. And thank you, Collector Shark. I appreciate it. We aim to please. So I finally watched my last of my David Lynch. I watched the David Lynch, The Art Life, the documentary here. It's a pretty good documentary. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the from my Criterion, so I got. If you had any doubt whatsoever in your mind that Kyle MacLachlan is essentially playing David Lynch in Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet, watch this documentary. He is legitimately playing David Lynch in Blue Velvet as a young man, and then Twin Peaks as a little bit of an older man. He's playing David Lynch. So basically, because I know, Tom, you brought this on before you watched it. This is a documentary about how David Lynch came to be an artist in his artwork and stuff, and then leading into the making of Eraserhead. So it's pretty clear that you can, now that I've watched this and stuff, you can really see where his duality stuff comes from. And he's not really like a tortured artist, but like his whole thing where like a small, quaint, quiet town that looks great on the surface, and then there's a darkness underneath of it that shows up, clearly comes from him growing up, because he tells the story like he absolutely loved. You could say he had a little bit of a when I say this, I don't mean it in political terms. I don't mean like Republican Democrats. I mean like he had clearly a conservative childhood in a small I believe it was in was it Idaho or Iowa? I think it was Idaho after he moved from Missoula, where he was like a kid. He had, his mom and dad were great parents. They didn't divorce. They didn't argue. They didn't beat him. He had brothers and sisters. They lived in this nice little quiet neighborhood. And then when he got into about his teenage years, they moved from there to Virginia, to outside of Washington, D.C., because his dad got a job. And that's when things got dark for him, because you can clearly tell he didn't like living there. It wasn't the idyllic place he lived before, and plus he was becoming a teenager, so he talks about how he rebelled and everything. Then he found art, and with his art, and that's where he went from there, and went to art school and everything and stuff like that. And he's very, it's David Lynch, and one of the best stories in this, I think you mentioned it too, Tom, was when he talks about Dylan. He's at a concert and he took acid and he's watching Dylan, Bob Dylan, and he's like, oh, so small and everything, and he walks out. And he said his roommate, who was Peter Wolf at the time, came up and said, dude, nobody walks out of Dylan. And he said, I fucking walked out of Dylan. Get out of here. And he said after that, Peter Wolf was no longer my roommate. So, and then it's pretty funny to hear his stories, because he tells it in a very David. I can't do the voices like Tom can, but he does, very David Lynch. He tells a story about how he got this, and it was one of the funnier stories too. Is because you can clearly tell he is a normal person. He just has this once he moved from the idyllic little town that he remembers in his head, which he's probably idealizing it a little more than it actually was, and he moved into the Virginia to near Washington D.C. and things got dark. He started to become obsessed with the dark things, the insides of bugs and stuff like that, and there's a great story where he tells where he's living in Philadelphia and he's going to art school, and his dad comes and visits, and he had a girlfriend that was living with him, and he had to get her out of there before his dad got there. And so when his dad comes to visit, he said he decided to take his dad downstairs to the basement and show him his artwork projects that he has going on, where he had rotted fruit and dead birds and stuff, and it's very dark, weird things. And he said they were walking back up the stairs, and David Lynch had a big smile on his face because he was so happy he got to show this to his dad. And he turned around and he looked at his dad. His dad was very concerned, and his dad he said, my dad told me, David, I don't think you should have kids. And he said, unbeknownst to either one of them at the time, his girlfriend was actually pregnant at that very moment. So it's it was this really great story the way he told it. But it leads up to how he was he was painting a picture, and he was sitting there and he was just staring at it, and he said, a moving painting, that would be great. And then it leads into the making of Eraserhead, and then that's where it sort of ends. But no, it's just a really fascinating look. And once you see this documentary, you clearly see where Blue Velvet comes from, because he does tell a story, which I don't even know if this story is true or not, but he believes it. When he was a kid, he was, him and his brother were out playing, at night. And he said one night, this nude white woman came out, very bright white woman came out from the darkness. She had a bloody mouth, and she sat down on the corner, and he clearly saw something as a kid that did this to him. And when he tells the story, it's very reminiscent of Blue Velvet, which is pretty much what he's doing. Try to recreate that with Blue Velvet when he's in with Kyle MacLachlan's in the closet, and he's staring at the woman, the lounge singer lady, and Dennis Hopper comes in and he smacks her around, and she does get a bit of a bloody mouth, and he sees her naked. And so it's very similar to that. It's you can clearly see where with Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks, and all of them eventually came from, and where he gets the whole duality of two people, because he was essentially two people. He lived this very nice, normal, suburban, apple pie American life, but he also lived this very dark life of art, of an artist that he calls the art life. and he was very fascinated with the darker things, but he was also just this very weird, normal person in a way. He was not this abused, tortured artist, So it was a very fascinating documentary. I really enjoyed it. So that's if you're into David Lynch and you want to hear some stuff, because it does, like, he shows his artwork the whole time they're like filming him and stuff, and he's telling stories, he's painting and he's creating artwork and stuff, and and the artwork he's creating sort of goes along with the stories he's telling, so it's very much in those. The crazy woke white woman, root of all evils. It is. But yeah, that was, if you're into David Lynch and his artwork and stuff, I would kind of like to buy one of his paintings or something. But they're probably outrageous now that he's dead and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think his family or whatever, they're like selling a bunch of stuff.
It's sad. I mean, we've lost David Lynch, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, we lost Pee Wee Herman, which I don't think he was this year. Was Pee Wee this year? Paul Rubens this?
It was earlier. It was either earlier this year or late last year. Yeah.
It's this very weird moment in time, and for whatever reason I'm becoming very nostalgic after watching the Superman movie of stuff like this. It's very nostalgic and weird at the same time, because I'm like, we've lost Pee Wee, we lost David Lynch, we lost Ozzy, and stuff like that, and it's just like this very weird nostalgic moment in my life that I'm thinking about stuff like this. So, but anyways, that was it was a pretty decent documentary. I dug that documentary. So, but Runner, let's go to you to your last pick of the night, and then Tom will do the one we have. Oh yes, we lost Malcolm Jamal too from the Cosby Show as well, which is also was part of my childhood, because I remember watching it, Theo Huxtable growing up. So it's like, it's weird. It makes me feel old at the same time. So,
and Val Kilmer as well.
Yes, we lost Val Kilmer as well. It's like we've lost some of the really cool people lately.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. But what do you got for us for your final pick?
My final pick, I've already seen this movie a couple of years ago. But I was kind of in the mood for a rewatch because I got the 4K from Arrow, and it's a great film. It's an underrated gem.
Debbie Does Dallas. Sorry, I had to.
I know. You do it every fucking time. Well, it's directed by Sam Raimi, so it wouldn't be Debbie Does Dallas.
No. Oh, yeah. Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Great movie.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
If you don't know the story, it's about these three guys, two of them being brothers, played by Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton. Bill Paxton goes into this plane and it's crashed. The pilot is dead and frozen, but there's this bag full of money. Like,
yeah.
How much was it? Like $1 million some dollars? I don't remember. But like, there's a lot of fucking money in the bag.
Not quite $1 million, I don't think it was it?
I thought they said something million.
Maybe it was over. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a year since I watched it or whatever, but
it was a lot of fucking money in that bag. But like, it's like having like rewatched it like a second time, because I was in the mood of rewatching it, being like, maybe I should rewatch this and just kind of like put to memory like why I liked it the first time. And the reason why this is so good, it's like you have something like a bag full of money and you have different viewpoints on what you should do with the money, and as the movie goes on, it really all these people turn into completely different people and can make you mad and shit, and crazy stuff just kind of happens all because of the money. And Bill Paxton's like, no, I don't want to get involved in this, but the fat drunk friend, I forget his name in the movie, but he's like, oh, like let's take the money, like we found it, like the person finding it, they're not going to be finding it, but then like there's all these thoughts of like, oh, like the police are probably going to look for it at some point, police will get involved somehow. you know, all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
then you have the whole subplot of like, oh, there's this one guy that's working for the FBI but isn't really a part of the FBI. He's connected to the accident that happened and all that sort of stuff. Plus that one scene where and I apologize for forgetting the guy's name, the actor
It
and
happens a lot. So
yeah, the
it's all
actor and the character, but the fat, like, drunk guy
good.
who, like, picks a fight at the bar as they're about to leave. But the scene right after that where they're at the house and he's just going crazy and pulls a shotgun at Bill Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
And then Billy Bob Thornton shoots him right back, but then the wife goes all crazy, so Bill Paxton's got to kill her. So there's that scene where she's just, it's like, it's very Sam Raimi in the sense where she's just like flying the fuck out and crashes into the kitchen. I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, I forgot about that scene. Because I think I remember laughing my ass off the first time I saw that because I just thought that was wild. But you know, that whole scene in particular, it just kind of proves like, hey, like with all this money and you don't know what to do with it, it can drive you fucking crazy and insane and can make you do bad things like get yourself killed.
Yeah. It
You
does.
know?
I mean, it's definitely a story of like what happens when you find this money and what will it do to you, and it gets dark. It gets dark between
Yeah,
all of them. And so yeah.
and you know, like having rewatched it, it's like I really like that one scene where Bill Paxton comes home and he tells Bridget Fonda, like, hey, like, what would you do if you had $1,000,000 some dollars or whatever? It's like, and then the way she kind of answers it makes it look suspicious, like, oh god, she's probably not going to be all down for this. But then he just shows her what's in the bag and all that stuff, and she's like, she's more about it than he is,
Mm-hmm.
which is why she doesn't like it when he burns the
She's the
money.
one who kind of spawns most of the problems, right? Like,
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
I mean, really, the movie kind of shows like how everything works out until the women get involved.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Once they get in, everything goes to shit real quick.
Yeah. Plus, like having a new baby on top of that, it's like you're gonna need the funds to take care of your new kid and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of, you know, thinking when it comes to that. But it's like, yeah, like Bill Paxton's character overall is kind of the one that kind of has his senses in for the most part.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then I mean Billy Bob Thornton is fucking great in this too, like he always is. But like, it is kind of sad that he fucking kills himself at the end. But yeah,
Spoilers, bro.
well, this movie came out a long ass fucking time ago.
You never know. Some people may have never seen it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. It's
No,
still a great. It's still a great
it's still
fucking
a good
movie.
movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty solid Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, it is a solid Sam Raimi movie. Like, you know, I was hanging out with a friend of mine by the time that this arrived in the mail, and this one friend of mine in particular, we became friends because we're such big Sam Raimi fans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Evil Dead and Spider-Man in particular, Sam Raimi. But
Yeah.
I told him, like, dude, like, if you haven't seen A Simple Plan, you should watch this. And I told him about it. I told him it was directed by Sam Raimi, and he was like, oh, shit.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, for some reason, it's one that just kind of got lost in the
Yeah.
shuffle of the times. Like, I don't know if it was just because I really don't know what happened, because it's not like it flopped necessarily at the box office. I know it didn't, like, it wasn't like a barn burner or anything like that, but it like it just kind of came out and went. And I think it even didn't it get nominated for a couple of, for some reason I swear it did get, maybe I'm wrong, but and then all of a sudden just everybody quit talking about it and it just kind of went away. And I don't think it ever even got a Blu-ray release. I think we talked about this before.
I think so, because I remember there was an announcement saying like, oh, like it'll be getting Blu-ray for the first time, and I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that. And I think I believe I saw it the first time. It might have been on like Pluto or Tubi or something, is where I watched it the first time. And I believe I watched it the night before I met Sam Raimi in person. That's how I remember watching the movie, believe it or not.
Well, and it has a lot of Sam Raimi moments in it, but it is like one of the most least Sam Raimi.
Yes,
Sam Raimi films
I agree.
too. Like that might be why when most people like kind of just forget about it, or however you want to put it, like, because it's not a very forgettable film, but it's one of those movies that you're like, oh yeah, that's right, Sam Raimi did direct that. You're like, you know?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? That Wizard of Oz movie he made, I had no idea he directed that.
Oh, Oz, Great and Powerful, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he directed that till I was like much older.
Well, that's kind of the movie that put him in director jail, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, Billy Bob Thornton was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the Oscars,
and for some reason, I think as a screenplay did or something like that.
Yeah,
too,
the screenplay got Best Adapted Screenplay for Oscar.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say, because I do remember getting. It's not like it didn't get acknowledgement, right? Like I do remember it being talked about. I do remember getting, accolade, or at least nominated for accolades. Billy Bob's performance in it is probably his second best performance besides Sling Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it constantly gets, like I said, overlooked. And if anything, Paxton brings in a performance that is abnormal for him in a way, because he kind of plays a little bit of a sleazeball. And I mean, not exactly, you know what I mean? Like it's, as the movie goes on, he is not as likable as he is in the beginning, right? Like
Yeah, that's true.
Because his character has to go through the most. Like, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the film is like, what would you do? What would you do?
Like he had to kill an old man.
Yeah.
Like, and try to, make up a death and all that type of shit. And it's like, yeah, like he's in a really tough situation and shit.
And most of it's his own doing. That's the whole irony of it. Like that between him and his wife, right? So like,
if it wasn't for his damn wife.
Women.
Honey, I'm not even going to say we found $1 million. Just forget it. No, it is one of those, like they mentioned in the chat, though, it is one of those rare Sam Raimi movies that kind of was different and whatnot, and he had sort of gone into a little different territory at that time.
Yeah.
And stuff. So
well, it's his most serious film besides the horror stuff, right? Like, I mean, it's not. It doesn't rely or fall back on any comedy.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like this movie and even The Quick and the Dead kind of feel like though those were that was when Sam Raimi started taking things a little more serious as a director.
Even though Quick and the Dead is kind of very.
A little campy.
It is a little.
It is very campy.
It is a little. It is a little campy, but even then, I felt like that was kind of
this was him saying, "Look what I can do," And I've used this analogy before. It's kind of like when you're listening to a rock band or a musician, and you're like, "Is this guy really a genius, or is he just banging on a fucking guitar with a fucking hammer?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Okay, wait a minute here. You don't think I can?" And then he. Like I brought up with Lynch before, basically, with him in the Straight Story. It's like, okay, y'all think I'm just being a fuckwad. Well, here, I'll show you I can do a regular movie. Boom. And not only do I do a regular movie, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So to just kind of show you, like, yes, this guy is the fucking genius we thought he was. Mm-hmm. It's not just a one-trick pony thing, or he's not just banging on a fucking guitar with a fucking hammer.
Yeah. It was good. And like they mentioned in the gift, which I don't.
That's
think
another one of his that's not as good as this, but
it's not as good. But it has its moments.
The gift, I remember enjoying it fine.
It's not. It's not.
No, but it's another one of those where he's just trying to do kind of a more normal movie. But
yeah, the only movie I haven't seen that he directed like around that same timeline was For the Love of the Game. I don't know if you've seen that one, the Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah, I
Based
forgot
on-
he even directed that movie.
Yeah, he directed that. I only know of that movie because he directed it, but like nothing about it sounds or kind of would eye up to be a Sam Raimi movie, um but yeah, and then obviously you get to Spider-Man and stuff, and what was it like 2 years later after The Gift he did Spider-Man.
Yeah, it
And
was big time.
yeah, and then
Well, I think it's these kind of movies that got him that, right? Like, even though, like,
Yeah.
surely, yeah, things like Dark Man and whatnot were truly a big part of that, but it was in that you almost have to have that movie, like I was saying, and even Gilliam had it with the Fisher King, even though you know, same kind of business. A lot of times these guys, same kind of thing, they just get kind of walled off and cut off at a point. And I feel bad for Raimi because, yeah, he's not the same director he used to be. He hasn't had a great film in a while, and a lot of his latter films have been just paycheck movies and shit like that. Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, the last Sam Raimi movie I think I enjoyed when it comes to his more recent stuff was Drag Me to Hell. I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah.
And that's what, 20 years old almost now?
Yeah.
It came it came out in 2009, looks like.
Well, what year is it in Runner?
It's 2025, so it's almost.
Exactly my fucking point.
Very close. It's
15 years anyway, then almost like over 15 years. So yeah.
He's been like producing a lot of like television.
He is doing a new horror movie. So it'll be interesting to see how
but he got stuck in that same thing, and I've said it a million times before, where there's these certain directors where you'll watch their career, and there's always a movie or two where they do that's very either supposed to be a movie that's supposed to set them up to do to the next level, or a movie that's very personal to them. And whatever happens, everything goes absolutely wrong. And from that moment on, they just start just kind of showing up and going through the motions.
Yeah.
It happens to like every director, it seems like, almost. Not everyone, but almost everyone. And you can almost pinpoint it almost every time. Spielberg's one of the more latest ones.
Yes.
Like, I'm not exactly sure what the movie was. If maybe it was just that he tapped out on Private Ryan and Schindler's List at that point, that he just wasn't the same guy afterwards. But whatever, because even him, it was a success, right? So
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the last great Spielberg movie, I don't know which one came out before or after, but it was either Minority Report or Catch Me If You Can. Was probably like
Catch Me If You Can is the last one he did that I would say is the last true Spielberg film.
Okay.
But that is like his era, yeah, because it was somewhere between like, and I don't know if it was War of the Worlds or what it was, because that was always a movie where I pinpoint where it's like that's where some shit seemed to change for Steven. And then he went and did AI and all that other shit. And it's like, motherfucker, you ain't Kubrick, right? Yeah. You're Steven Spielberg. Stop. That's like Pink Floyd trying to be Led Zeppelin. Knock it off.
Yeah. He wanted to challenge himself, but he was just doing it wrong.
No, you already are Steven fucking Spielberg. You don't need to try and be Kubrick. Leave it alone. And maybe that's what it was, somewhere in that arena that he just kind of changed. And since then, he's just been, even through his like Lincolns and some other ones that kind of rise above the rest, Munichs and whatnot, he's just kind of not the same Spielberg anymore. And he's admitted that too, right? Like he couldn't make a Jurassic Park movie now, right? He couldn't make a Jaws movie now. He couldn't make an E.T. movie now. I'm curious what his new movie is, because maybe this new movie is supposed to be him trying to get back to his roots, but I don't know if it's going to work.
I'm curious because they did rap not too long ago.
Good night, Brian Barth. Thank you for hanging with us.
Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, his new movie. I mean, I was gonna mention Sam Raimi's new horror film, Send Help.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to get back into because Multiverse of Madness was kind of like walking out of that was going, dude.
Yeah, me too.
What the fuck happened to you?
I went with my friend and I was just like, holy fuck, like what happened to Sam Raimi, if that was even him? Like,
I've seen pictures of him on the set.
Yeah. No, there's behind the scenes, like videos and photos and stuff, but I don't know, it's just weird. It's like you see him like looking at the monitors and shit, and it's like I don't know. Because I had an argument with a...
It was literally just job for... And I don't wonder if he even had anything to do with the reshoots, to be honest. Because that's the other thing that we noticed from Marvel.
He might not have been, if anything.
And that might actually kind of lead us into our final conversation here.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, they just... Even on their reshoots, half the time, they don't even bring back the OG directors.
Yeah.
And it almost made me wonder if he wasn't kind of trying to work his way back into Spider-Man. Because it's like, why would you go from Spider-Man to Doctor... And I get it. But he didn't even make a Doctor Strange movie.
No, not really.
Like, and I know Sam Raimi loves Doctor Strange, but it's like, motherfucker, this ain't no Doctor Strange movie. This is a fucking WandaVision movie.
Yeah, it's a sequel to WandaVision movie. But
what you can clearly tell was work for hire, because if he was going to do a Strange movie, you knew he would have did a Strange. Yeah, he would.
Oh, and it would have been amazing.
So,
because on paper he'd be perfect for a Doctor Strange movie.
Well, yeah, an actual Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's my point.
He even name drops him in Spider-Man 2.
I know.
So,
yeah. Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And then he does a Wanda movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if he did, I feel like if Sam Raimi made the Doctor Strange movie he wanted to make, he would have like done some fun tie-in to that line in Spider-Man 2.
Look, if he had actually got to do a true Sam Raimi movie for Doctor Strange, it probably would have been better than the first one.
Yeah.
I agree.
It would have been, and then you got the promise, the setup of the multiverse of madness and all of this business, and it's like, who better to take it on than this guy? No, but that's typical of Marvel.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And speaking of Marvel, we're literally less than, and some people have already seen it already, but it's dropping tomorrow, and this is our last pick of the night, right? Greg. So
yes.
For those who are not aware of this, there was a Fantastic Four movie in the 90s. And a great documentary was done about it called Doomed. And also, you may or may not have your hands on the original film itself.
Yes.
Okay, so, and you have these as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the one with the bonus disc in Doomed?
Yeah.
The pre-ordered one? Yeah.
No, it's in this one.
Yeah, so you got the same thing I did. Cool. So yeah, no, it's a great documentary. Although I noticed that there was some editing issues with the movie. Like, you should have done a polish. It's like, I would have never put this out on Blu-ray. But whatever. I've talked to the guy who made the documentary. He's kind of prickly. But, he was all for doing an interview, and then all of a sudden he's like, no, I'm too busy because I guess he's a professor. So his excuse was that he is teaching now, so it's too late in the year and he couldn't get to it. It's like, yeah, but motherfucker, I've been asking you for a while.
Yeah. Can you come on, man?
And this was early on in Midnight's Edge, so it was right up our alley, and there was no real reason for him to tell us no yet at that point. So
yeah.
Unless people who knew people, because this came out in conjunction with the Fant 4 stick.
Yeah.
For those who don't recall. And so it was a really good documentary, a really good breakdown of what the fuck happened to the Fantastic Four from 1994. And it's funny because even I have labored for years, and I still have caught myself doing it until I rewatched this again and reminded myself, oh yeah, it had nothing to do with the tax thing like most people think. Yeah. Yes, it had something to do with retaining the rights. But I do believe that what some of the people say in this documentary, that Roger Corman had all intent to release this movie at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happened was Avi Arad come in and fucking cockblocked it and wrote a check.
Gave him
and
money.
he's the one who's got it.
Yep.
So whether it exists or not, it's in his possession at Marvel in the vault somewhere, maybe. If not, he claimed he burnt it. I don't believe him.
No, I don't believe him either. I believe it's out there.
Because if not, there's at least the answer print that exists, because I think that's what the DVD scan was taken from. Because that's basically what it is a DVD quality scan. So somebody has something of it out there because the director has hinted that he was probably the reason it leaked out to begin with. And I'm thinking the same thing happened again because I think they ended up finding it to scan it for this documentary, but at the time they didn't do it in HD for some reason. They only did it in standard def. So it's out there. It's somebody's got a copy of it.
Yeah, somebody got a copy.
And when you see the HD scan of the trailer, you're like, motherfucker, I wish the movie looked like this.
Yeah, and the AI version is even worse.
In some ways, yes, because like it is a little bit better quality than the VHS copy, and especially when it comes to the sound. But yeah, I wish they had done an unconverted version on here as well to just have it as a, not like there wasn't room for it probably, but you can see that version on YouTube, and if it doesn't get pulled down in most places, but it is technically out there. People have seen it. It's actually a lot better than people give it credit for, and I think it's because the people making it had no idea that the movie they were making was either never intended to see the light of day or wasn't going to see the light of day. And they also all thought this was their big break, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this was post Batman and some other things. So yeah, people weren't quite taking comic book superhero movies, seriously yet. But I mean, honestly, the history of the movie and the whole way it went down might be the reason why we still talk about it to this day. Because I mean, you do realize that a lot of people don't even remember that we had a Punisher movie that came out in that same era.
Yep.
And honestly, I think it's just because it came and went and nothing ever came of it. But the fact that this movie became something of a legend is the only reason it stuck around as long as it did. And outside of seeing the new film yet, which I haven't done, this is still the closest to the comics you're ever going to get.
Pretty much, yeah. But you're not wrong. I mean, like, it was clear that Avi Arad, he wanted it, and he didn't want it released so he could make his version of the Fantastic Four. So that's pretty clear, and it is pretty decently accurate.
I don't disagree with the reasoning because it possibly and potentially could have hurt Marvel, and that was why he did it. Part of it was because they were already brokering a deal with Chris Columbus and Fox for a Fantastic Four feature that never happened.
Yeah,
but that did eventually lead to the Fantastic Four we did get. But at the same time, at the time, I understand. Like, it's no different than killing Batgirl.
Right.
Now, you could sit there and debate which version of the film was better, right? Like, of course, clearly the 2005 film had a lot more money, much better cast, all that kind of business. But I would still honestly say I like the storyline better in the original film. I think it's a much tighter, straightforward script. Does it have issues? Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Does it have some atrocious acting? Hell yes.
Yeah.
But the movie's not finished. People need to understand this is basically a work print of the film because it never got completed. Dr. Doom never even got to come in and finish doing his dialogue.
Yeah, he never finished once.
They did get Ben Grimm to do his, like his was done early on, but because it's funny because in the documentary, like the guy who played Dr. Doom, he kept bugging him. He's like, when am I going to come in and do my fucking voiceover work?
And even then, he's like, I can still do it today. Just let me come in and do it.
I hope he does it. I'm surprised he hasn't just recorded it and let fans kind of fix it at this point, because that's kind of what's going to have to happen probably. Because otherwise, the sound mix is not complete. It's decent, but it's not complete. They even because they hadn't never got it finished.
Yeah, and the CG stuff is not complete.
Oh fuck no! And well, that's the other problem is they even finished the movie under kind of because they knew something was up, right? And they talk, and you do yourself a favor and check out. It might even be on YouTube. The documentary, I haven't seen it yet. It's a great documentary. Chris Gore's in it. Almost all the cast of the original film is in it. The only people who refused to talk to him were like Stan Lee and Avi Arad and shit like that. But Stan Lee kind of said his piece on it. And really, that's where I kind of feel like that's the key to this, and that it is Avi Arad who swooped in at the last minute, stopped this thing from being released, because they even had it set up for a premiere at the Mall of America. And Corman plays all coy with it, but it's like, motherfucker, you lying bastard. You got a $2 or $3 million check, and you took it happily, and you didn't give anybody else any.
Yeah. I mean, it's very Corman. It's very Roger
Very
Corman.
Corman story. Because for those who don't know even how the movie came together, this is another reason why I feel like that Corman had absolutely all intention to release this movie. This was technically the most expensive movie that New Concord had ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it cost only $1 million. Supposed to be $1.5 million. But we'll get into that here. So here's the thing. New Constantine put up half the money, which was $750,000. So they had to spend it on the movie, right? Like this wasn't like Canon to where they could fudge this. And like, because Canon got fucking caught doing this shit. Like that was one thing they did say. Like Corman was, by the books when it was like that shit. And that was where one of the people that was involved was like, yeah, we knew it was going to get made because they paid. Like, that was one thing that it made sure, like, if Corman got involved with something, if somebody else's money was involved, it got done. Yep. Now, the question was Corman's side of it, which he was supposed to pony up the other half, but what it came to be was a lot of his half was in services. Mm-hmm. So he would hire an editor, and his in-house editor, who he'd pay peanuts, and he'd put on the paperwork that he paid him, the going rate for a standard editor or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So his $750,000 that he spent on the feature was probably more like $10. But so Roger walked away from this very, very wealthy. Like,
yeah, he did.
And that's why I'm sure his memory was spotty because of the big fat check he got from Avi Arad to bury this thing.
Sadly. I mean, I love Roger Corman, but yeah, that's Roger Corman. That's pretty much what happened.
He at least did interviews, but you can tell in his answers, it's like, motherfucker, you know what happened. Don't even play coy like this.
Because he's got that smile on his face, too, when he's answering.
Yeah, he's like, they were trying to set up, he's like, unbeknownst to me, they were trying to set up a screening in Mall of America. It's like, motherfucker, you liar.
You knew it. You set it up, Roger.
You set it up. No way these guys would, because they even said about how he was typical about, because they were promoting the movie themselves, right? Mm-hmm. And he was okay to pay for things like the Thing suit to be transferred, which, like, why would Roger pay for that if he knew?
Yeah.
He wouldn't. If you know anything about Roger Corman, he'd have been like, fuck you guys, you're on your own, without saying why. But he was more than willing to ship the Thing suit. He just wasn't going to pay for the other actors. It's like, you want to go out to do this thing to promote the movie, you go and you pay for it yourself. But I will make sure that the Thing outfit gets shipped out there to help promote the film. Like, that's all he gave a shit about, was a few things. As long as the movie got promoted, that was all that mattered to him, right? Like, at the end of the day. So it's this whole thing, like, I'm pretty sure that's what went down. Mm-hmm. Is that Avi Arad stole the movie at the last minute, bought it out from underneath everybody, made a deal with New Concord for 20th Century Fox, which is pretty much what happened.
Yep.
Because New Concord, they're the ones that were trying to, or New Constantine, not New Concord, sorry. New Constantine were the ones that were trying to hang on to the rights. And I think they still had the rights up until recently. I think they finally were bought out of them with the Fox acquisition, but I could be wrong. They may still even have their shit dug into this. But anyhow, you shared this on X the other day, so I wasn't going to watch any of the Fantastic Four stuff until after I'd seen the film, so we could talk about it next week. But when you posted that, I'm like, well, maybe I should just watch them now and get it over with.
Yeah. I mean, I watched these not too long ago, and I think I brought it on a while back. But yeah, it's funny because it's like we've talked about before. It's like for some reason I remember seeing the movie before, but it was never really possible to have seen the movie before, unless you remember the trailer, or they do talk about it in the documentary that somebody made a copy of it and broadcasted it possibly on TV somehow. So it's something is different, and it is, as by and far, one of the more accurate Fantastic Four adaptations so far. I haven't seen the new one, so
does
I
it
don't
take
know.
some liberties? Yes.
Yes.
But compared to some of the other shit, not at all, not nearly as much. No.
It is funny that like the guy they cast for Ben Grimm, they didn't even put the suit to fit him. They built the suit around a guy that was working on, so that guy had.
Well, what it was is they had two different actors. And what's even funnier is the guy that plays the Thing when he's in the suit is like almost a foot shorter than the guy who plays him.
And then when he changes back into it for the moment, they have to like do this whole weird thing to make it look like they're the
And that's
same.
one thing I'm trying to remember. Did that actually happen ever in the comics? I don't think it ever did. I think that's one of the things they added for the movie. I remember.
It's been a long I'll be honest.
I mean, I'm
never
sure at
read
some
a lot
point
of-
they have found a way, but I'm like that whole like thing because that was where they really dig into the you're always shy, so that's why you're invisible, and I'm always stretching myself thin, and that's why I stretch.
Yeah.
And Ben, he's always he's like okay,
He's a snake.
yeah. Well, you're supposed to show us this, not tell us this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I sort of leaned to one comic book, but
Superman, yeah.
So, but I mean, I did read Marvel too, but I never really read a lot of Fantastic Four, so I can't say.
I mean, I've
Fantastic
always
Four
liked
is
the
my favorite.
Fantastic Four. I mean, as far as like my
Yeah, I did.
favorites, I don't even know if I'd put them in the top 10, but
I know Chris Gore loves them. I know he loves them. And
yeah. And he loved this movie, so Andre
Yeah.
didn't like the new one so much. But I'll find out tomorrow. I'm going to go see it in IMAX 3D. So
To me,
Oh
it looks.
wow, I didn't know you were gonna watch it.
It looks kind
yeah,
of lame.
$6 paid for me to go see it. So
Okay, that works. I think I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Or maybe I said it backstage, but
You said it in the stream where you had a
Okay.
chance to see it.
I could have seen it today. But I didn't feel like getting the
What?
tickets and no.
Oh.
No, plus like the theater that it's showing at is like it's like too much of a trip to the point where I'm like I don't feel like going that far away unless it's a movie I'm actually looking forward to. Like it is the same theater I saw F1 in, but I was more looking forward to F1 if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like Fantastic Four, I could just watch that in like my matinee whenever I can. So I'm not in a hurry to see that,
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm kind of like I said. I'm kind of marveled out with some of the movies.
I mean,
so-
I am too, and
the newer movies, I should say.
yeah.
Well, what has me kind of worried most about this movie is it sounds like they cut out all the Marvel humor, and I'm like, this is one of the few movies where you kind of need that Marvel humor. That's kind of part of it. It's part of its charm. It's
Right.
It's kind of built into it. I mean, look, when people say that The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie we ever got, they're not wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
That movie is the only one that's really kind of captured, and this movie here is probably the closest to that. That really does kind of capture that, and Superman does in a way too. That gee golly shucks nature. That you kind of like that Leave It to Beaver, all
The
American
classic comic book type of that they were originally invented and originally introduced into.
Yeah.
See, my whole thing with the Marvel type humor is if they cut it out because the humor wasn't good, then I think that's a good thing.
I mean, yeah, if it wasn't working, that's fine. But to me, I almost was expecting it this time out. It's like, yeah, in certain other movies, I didn't need it, but this is one of those times where I feel like it was kind of necessary.
Yeah,
It's kind of built into it. Like, I mean, and when I heard that there's like, it feels like, because that's what people are saying. They're not saying that it feels like it didn't have any jokes. They're saying it feels like they were cut out. So we'll see. I have to see.
Maybe they overcorrect it because they've got so many complaints about the Marvel humor. So maybe they overcorrected on it.
Or maybe Marvel's just at the point where they're being very careful and they're trying to cut the movie the best way they can, so it's not it's like the best version that they got. That's the impression that I get now. But
yeah, I'll find out tomorrow.
Well, let us know because I probably will be waiting myself. Because I have.
Well, I'll
really
probably
don't
rewatch the original, the 2000 films over the weekend.
I was gonna say I do plan on rewatching the original 2000.
I've had the Blu-rays forever and haven't watched them, so.
The problems with those movies is, but outside of the story and everything to do, is like some of the casting was pretty good.
I agree.
At least Johnny Storm and Mr. Fantastic were casted pretty damn well. Chiklis was good as Ben Grimm, but
I like Michael Chiklis.
he was good. Even what's her name? I mean,
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba was great, but they whitewash her so bad in the second movie. Like, I don't know. I think she says she's had some problems with, herself after that, because they whitewash her so bad in the second movie.
I remember watching those movies like in cable at the time, and I don't know. It's gonna be weird like rewatching them like now, because it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like a whole other perspective when you like grow up. But I remember not hating them as much, and then like finding out when I got older, it's like, oh God, I guess not a lot of people like these movies. But the cast for the most part for those movies is really good.
They kind of get who they're supposed to be, right? But then like the story and stuff around them and stuff is,
yeah, exactly.
Like Dr. Doom is not Dr. Doom.
Oh God,
Like,
Dr. Doom is terrible in those movies.
So bad with
So
Dr.
bad.
Doom. The Silver Surfer was great. So what are they saying about the Silver Surfer in the new one? Without, I mean, I know you haven't seen it or anything.
No real reason why she's female.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's dumb. But yeah, it's like, why couldn't you just get Doug Jones to come back and have him play Norrin Radd? Like, that would have been kind of cool.
Well, it doesn't have to be the same actor, but I mean,
well, no,
look,
but
the Silver Surfer is arguably one of the more popular. Honestly,
yeah,
I'll sit there and say that's one of the reasons people even still kind of consider the Fantastic Four probably a more bigger Marvel property, because of the Silver Surfer. Mm-hmm. The Silver Surfer was so much more popular throughout the 70s and 80s than the Fantastic Four ever was, really.
God,
that's the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I had an action figure of the fucking Silver Surfer as a kid.
Well, and the Silver Surfer is one of those comic book characters that, like, even you got that great speech with Denzel and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's my point, is he's one of those characters. Yeah, like a lot of people, how do I put this? Kind of like when Daredevil kind of became like in the ethos, you found out a lot of these people that were, classic Daredevil fans before you knew it. I mean, at the time, like Howard Stern, when he was whatever, like was one of those people you'd learn, and some other folks like that is like, oh, I didn't even think you'd know what that was. Like kind of like that.
It entered the zeitgeist.
Yeah, but I mean in that kind of cool hipster kind of, not hipster, but like, like even Tarantino was talking about like Silver Surfer and the Thing and Fantastic Four and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, Silver Surfer was always kind of considered one of the cool characters. Mm-hmm. Like, it was cool that you liked him. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain. You'd see, he was one of those few characters you'd actually see people with tattoos of, right? Like back in the day before comic book movies were big. Like, I remember my cousin had this awesome Silver Surfer fucking tattoo. And it's like, he wasn't even really into comic books or anything. He just thought that, he just really loved the Silver Surfer. He was a skateboarder. So like, that was the other thing, is I think skateboard culture really helped with that too.
Yes. It did. I mean, and he kind of like when, he took off over the Fantastic Four. It's just like they because I know the Fantastic Four is the first family in Marvel, so they hold on to that.
Yes.
So, which is like one of the.
But in the end of the day, the Silver Surfer is probably a much more important character in the grand scheme of things. But
yeah, and even like their kid even becomes something. So.
Well, and that's the thing, is if anything, the Silver Surfer should be a bigger part of this Marvel universe already, and he's not. That's a problem. Right?
He should have been introduced into like the Guardians world and stuff, because that's where he comes from first. Because like they even have the Celestials in the Guardians world in the head.
That's what I mean. He plays a big role in that. Yeah.
So he should have been introduced into the cosmic, which he probably was supposed to be.
Probably.
Before everything with James Gunn happened.
Wow, they didn't have the rights to him back until whatever it was, 2018-19, when the Fox sale happened. But yeah.
I remember the Silver Surfer game.
Yep.
I think I played that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was up there with popularity amongst, like, Spider-Man, X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even more iconic and popular than the Hulk at one point, which is saying a lot, because in the 80s, the Hulk was very popular.
Mm-hmm. It's very like these very secular type things where like certain characters' popularity will peak at certain times.
Well, I mean, this might hurt this movie a lot because, like I said, there's a lot of people that are just like, nope, that is not my Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to, and I'm kind of just Pedro Pascal'd out. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Even though most people have said he's fine in the role, but it's like he needs to be more than fine. This movie needs to be more than fine.
I agree.
That's the problem. This is as far as I'm concerned, this might be your last hack at the Fantastic Four for a while. Because this is a franchise that has not, and that goes right back to this Doom documentary, right? That has not had a really great history. Yeah. Even the 2005 and Silver Surfer films didn't do that great. They did good for the time, but even that was not enough to do a third film, right? Like they didn't jump, because the second film did almost as good as the first one, but it didn't do better. They were expecting it to do better. Yeah. And when it didn't.
And they even kidified it more because they made it PG and dance.
Which it should be. I'll be honest with you. This is where there should be 3 or 4 levels to these movies anyway. I don't have a problem with that. And that's where I think DC is going to have the upper hand going forward, is that they are going to be doing R-rated and PG-13 rated stuff as opposed to just having that stuck in that PG-13 realm. Like, Fantastic Four shouldn't be this goddamn serious and fucking dark and whatever from what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. It might turn out to be fine, but yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be a little bit more lighter tone, family friendly kind of.
And I mean, Doom gets very serious, though. Like Dr.
Yes,
Doom. Yeah.
But that's also in the grander scheme of the Marvel Universe. When it comes to the Fantastic Four initially, like the initial idea of Doom, which is kind of like my version of Doom that I like is the one that's so fucking vain that he has like one little scar.
Yeah. He wears the mask because
because he's so fucking vain, you know. And that's the one I like, you know. Yes, the whole, you know, diplomatic immunity, you know, that's that's the one I want. I want the theatrical. That's why I love the guy who did him in, I forget the actor's name, Nick whatever it was, who did him in the one we're talking about.
In the original Fantastic from the 90s.
Pitch Perfect. Fucker got it.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. He's like, this is uber theatrical, fucking not hamming it up in a bad way, but doing the full on, I am Dr. fucking Doom.
Yeah.
Right? Like, behold. And the costume looks fucking great. They did at least go to they didn't have any fucking money to make this movie, but I'll be damned if and they only had one Thing costume. I honestly will say that Thing costume looks better than the Michael Chiklis deal, and it may not look as good as the new one, but I would still take that over CGI anyway. But they're gonna have a hard time topping that Doom as far as comic book, close to being that comic book version, because you can already tell with the Robert Downey Jr. version they're doing something a little bit different. But
for sure.
You know what's funny though is that the guy that played Dr. Doom in that is Robert Culp's son. So
that's right. Is it like Nicholas Culp or something like that? I think is his name or something.
Yeah. I just had it up here for a minute.
Yeah, but he's great. He's great as Dr. Doom. Like, I mean, he's right though. It sucks because you can't understand. Joseph Culp, thank you. You can't understand half of his fucking dialogue, but
yeah, because he never got the freaking recorded because he's always like everything is under that mask, so it's all
like, oh, you sound fine with the microphone. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It sounds like shit.
Yeah, it sounds like Bane.
Yeah, it's like Bane. It's like, is that where they got the idea for Bane?
Yeah. I'm Dr. Bane. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. That's what it's like. And so if he could have re-recorded it in the studio, it would have been
even Not the Mole Man is pretty good in the movie, to be honest with you. And that's probably one of the goofier kind of parts of the movie, but it plays like a Raimi kind of thing too. Like, it almost feels like it would fit right in with like some of the Spider-Man kind of shit and some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
He's the what is it, the jeweler? Yeah. Because they found out late in the game they didn't have the rights to the Mole Man, but fuck it, we'll just call him the jeweler.
Yeah, but he's basically the Mole Man, but
he's the Mole Man. He literally lives underground in a lair with a bunch of freaks. And it's very much in that vein of we're going to do to the Mole Man what Danny DeVito did to the Penguin kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You can totally tell that was where they were going with this. And then, like I said, they just called him the Jeweler instead of the Mole Man. Yeah.
It's a good old Roger Corman. So,
what are you going to do? They didn't want to pay for the Mole Man.
What are you going to do? All right.
Which is weird that they didn't have the rights to the Mole Man but then again, I know this was one of those things where, because I think even Stan said in an interview where they had this really shitty lawyer who was like just signing off the rights for nothing.
Yeah.
Like this is how like a bunch of these movies got made back then, was like the Captain America one and all that shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that as much as we do give Marvel crap, especially with the movies nowadays, it is interesting to see where comic book movies have gone through the years, from like this Fantastic Four and the Captain America from that time to the Captain America now and the Fantastic Four in the 2000s and now
for sure
stuff. It's very, very
well, I think Fantastic Four is just cursed. I mean, to finish up my initial point, like I'm just not sure it's ever, I mean, maybe its time and place is gone. Maybe we should have had one in the late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in there. Maybe it would have found its niche and we could have an audience for it still. But I'm not even sure it's going to do the box office they think it is. I looked at my showing today, and it's not even half as filled as my Superman 3D IMAX showing was.
That's I think maybe a lot of people have sort of been turned off of Marvel lately, the movies, and I think that's going to hurt it. And plus, I do think a female Silver Surfer may hurt the movie a little bit. I mean, you can have Galactus finally as Galactus, but you're missing the quintessential Silver Surfer there.
That's about the one thing that's kind of interesting to me is Galactus, because the guy that they have playing him is actually very well casted.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Ineson.
I thought it was Trump.
He's the guy from Robert Eggers' The Witch.
I'm gonna eat the whole planet. Don't give a fuck. Especially you four. You're pissing me off.
It would be interesting to see him. And they did try to make it.
I think that same actor was also in Nosferatu as well.
Yeah, he's probably going to be in Werewolf too.
But like his voice is like, that actually sounds like he could make a good Galactus.
But it's just the problem is the movie he's in.
Look at them, the Fantastic Four. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Get your stretchy hands away from...
Well, they can't make Blade because they don't want to put him in a leather outfit and have him just kill vampires. They can't just do that.
I think, but what maybe Poker Ace was getting at was that that was the movie that kind of got him out of the rut. And he's not wrong. Blade kind of saved Marvel. Honestly, I believe if Blade never happens, you probably don't get to Iron Man.
Yeah.
No.
It is like some people will tell you it's the X-Men movie. No, it was Blade.
No, it was Blade.
Blade came first, and
because X-Men was more Fox. Like when by the time you get to Blade is when Marvel realized, because I think they actually had more to do with Blade. Because then once you get to Iron Man, which is not that far, like 10 years down the road, that was when they were building this idea that we need to make a studio. And then they finally got more involved with, we need to control these movies. We need to control the IP, because they realized that it was their name on these things, right? Like, I mean, it didn't matter if Fox was making it, if Corman was making it, if some, whoever. They realized, oh shit, it's us. This is where Ike Perlmutter knew he had to have some sort of control over the IPs and how they were being presented. And then, and usually a lot of these companies, when they were more strong back in the day than Marvel was, because Marvel basically came from, it was in bankruptcy practically.
Yeah.
Right.
They filed in the 90s.
And the company was even kind of stole out from underneath Stan Lee. Like what's funny is when he was doing all these cameos, guess what? He didn't even technically work for Marvel anymore.
Yeah. And it's also very funny, is like you're mentioning, because I do remember that's why they started the whole Marvel with Iron Man and everything, is they want to control these characters, all of them back under Marvel. They wanted to make, like we've been talking about how we want to make Marvel movies that actually represent our comics and are based on the comics and they're taken serious like from the comics. Now you get to the point where, well, now we're Marvel, we're this big entity owned by Disney, and we got a female Silver Surfer. And we're changing characters like this, and we're erasing characters like this. It's like you've totally lost the message of why your company started in the first place. So
yeah, and what's hilarious is that New Line Cinema was the one who put out Blade.
Yeah,
that's true,
and they nailed it.
And they were technically owned by Warner Brothers already at that point. So
yeah. Go figure. And Warner Brothers, they're big DC. They own DC to begin with, and they made a success with Blade. They started the whole Marvel stuff.
Yeah, that's true, Corleone Rogue. There was a time where Michael Jackson was trying to help Stan Lee get Marvel back.
He wanted to play Spider-Man.
I get to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He wanted to be Peter Parker.
Now that would have been a much better musical than the movie.
All right, well, we've gone well over 3
my
hours.
web of love.
We've gone well over 3 hours, so I think it's time
I think it's good.
sit down. I thank you guys, everybody out in the chat that stuck with us this long. Everybody watching
Green
on
Goblin's
YouTube.
green with envy.
Everyone watching on X. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Now I'm climbing
How you doing?
up the walls.
Bitches leave.